You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Greetings, welcome to Two in the Pinku podcast. Experience a deep dive into softcore Japanese sexploitation cinema from the 60s up into the present, with an emphasis on sleaze and seduction. We are monthly or bi-weekly, and we're not even bi.
Will pink film save our marriage? Find out on Two in the Pinku podcast.
Hello there, and welcome back.
What is this place?
Disconnected.
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 I'm starting to feel disconnected.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Hello, and welcome back to a Not Thursday. Live on a Friday night. Last time I was live on a Friday night, I got suspended from this this platform. Let's try to not do that tonight, eh, Craig?
I can't promise I won't flash my titties.
Well, that might get us some tips. So, how we doing, everybody? This is odd, but obviously, yes. Last week I was not able to have a show, so we are going to have to cover all those announcements because you all want to hear about them, and I wanted to talk about them, so we didn't want to miss them. But I missed Craig because I've not spent enough time with him in the last month. Craig Rogers from Deaf Crocodile is here. How we doing, sir? What's new with you?
Oh, too much to go into. Just too much.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about new stuff later, huh?
Yeah, too much with two O's, huh?
I like that a lot. Yeah. We're going to be giving some Deaf Crocodile updates. We're going to go in depth, just in case you didn't get to hear the Deaf Crocodile podcast that was released today, and we might even expand on some of those things a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. I've honestly been so busy. I intended to pull a couple of things that we could give away, but didn't. So we can just wing it. There's stuff behind me still I can give away. So
there's stuff in that other room that I can give away. So yeah,
that is true too.
We can definitely do that.
Yeah, we can talk about that some more later.
I can give some of my stuff away. Yeah, let's get into it. Deaf Crocodile, you hosted with Will on here a couple months ago, and that was fun to watch.
Well, it was our first crack at it.
You did great
without the captain of the ship, and it was also like 1,000 things that were released. So it was, you threw us in the deep end of the pool,
and you somehow swam to the surface, and everybody loved it. So thank you.
We almost drowned. We'll do better next time. Promise.
Yeah, I assume you will. You guys did very well. Deaf Crocodile coming to the end of the 6-month subscription for 2026. Since we're going to be talking about warehouse stuff later and the future of Deaf Crocodile, what about the last 6 months? Last 6 months has been full of some really incredible releases and some really remarkable restorations that you did. I was kind of curious to make you talk about on microphone tonight. Dead Mountaineers Hotel. This one was a big one for you guys. What is the story behind that one? Because I know that's one that you guys wanted for a long time.
Yeah, we'd been talking to the archive for quite some time, saying, "Hey, we want to release this, and we want to do a new 4K restoration." And they kept telling us that they had plans to do a restoration, and they were going to try and get some grants or some government money or some funds. And they'd apply for it, and then they didn't get it. And so we're like, well, we still want to do it. And they're like, well, we're going to try again next year. So the next year would come, and they, applied for the funds and didn't get it. And so we'd be like, well, we're still very willing to do this. And they're like, oh, we're going to try again next year. Like, I think it was 3 years at least. And then finally, after 3 years of them not getting the funding they were hoping for, they're like, all right, what is it you wanted to do? So yeah, we got them to give us a new 4K scan from their IP.
Yeah.
And then did a full 4K HDR restoration on that. And it turned out really nice. Like, it's a phenomenal film. Yeah, I'm very happy with how it turned out. Took a lot of time. And then the time I had to work on it was abruptly shortened when it was announced it would debut at the Berlin Film Festival, which just basically took a month away from me.
Right.
Yeah, it was a rough one in that I had a very compressed time period to get it done in. There was nothing really unusual about the work that needed to be done. It was just, we were like, oh yeah, I know you thought you had another month, but no, it needs to be in Berlin. So got it done. Who needs sleep? You understand that.
A little bit. We had somebody comment, Mozart's Ghost says, hope you sold a lot of them. Not as much as we had hoped for, I got to be honest. We ordered, I mean, we went all in. We did 4K, we did Dolby Vision HDR. Yeah.
We ordered extra thinking this is going to be our biggest seller. And far too many people, I think, were just like, well, I bought that German Blu-ray. And I was like, all right, well, since when do people not just immediately upgrade to the new 4K?
Right.
Especially when it looks better. Like, I've seen the German, I have it here. Like,
same.
I watched it. I mean, yeah, it's okay, but I mean, ours looks a lot better. I'm not just, I mean, we started with a better element. Like they put out the Blu-ray from the HD master that we were offered and turned down. Because I saw it and I was like, it's not bad, but if you have the elements,
right,
let's do a new restoration. Yeah, I mean, the previous HD element is it's just quite old. It's over sharpened, and you know, I don't know. I think everything about our release is better than that one. So
it is.
I mean, I don't like saying things like that, or I don't want to make it sound like I'm putting down somebody else's product. It's just objectively,
yeah,
this version is better.
Don't worry, Camera Obscura is not watching the show tonight. I can guarantee that. Yeah, I mean, I had the media book that came out in Germany as well. It looked good. It compelled me enough to want to work pretty heavily on the movie as much as I could with you. I've been trying to push for it because the movie is great. For those that have never seen it is bafflingly unique in so many different ways. I mean, the way it was shot, the colors in this film are wild. The story itself is one of those that you're definitely expecting something else, and then it is not what you really see going into it. It is fun. It is certainly well acted. It is well directed. The biggest thing, though, the general blocking of the film. My favorite shot in this movie, I've already talked about like 6 times on the show, but there's one scene where they are filming across, like through a hallway, across a courtyard, through another hallway, and into a room. And then in a couple of those moments, you see people walking in the hallways, but they're going after somebody in that far room. And it is, first off, it should not look as good as it does. And then second, they actually pull it off. It's all in focus. Everything that they're trying to pull your eyes towards works well. And the architecture of the hotel is like a tool in that moment. And it is gorgeous.
Yeah, there's a lot of very cool shots in that film. It's very simple, but there's one where he like falls down the stairs and he's laying on the floor and his face is just like inches away from the camera lens, and then, you know, the shadowy figure like runs by behind him. It's like that's such a cool looking shot. It's a great movie. I encourage anyone who hasn't bought it, any version of it. This is a pretty. If you like crime mystery, I don't know. It's got a hint of sci-fi, but it's not a sci-fi movie. And it's got that kind of Italian giallo kind of vibe to it, even though it's not that. But if you like all that kind of stuff, like this is an easy blind buy. Just you're gonna like it.
Yeah. So other things that we've had in the last 6 months, because you have put out a pretty astonishing 6 months worth of titles, and yes, a lot of labels will continue to say these are the best 6 months or the largest 6 months or whatever you're going to say about that one. The last 6 months at Deaf Crocodile have been truly a lot, and then we already said today on the podcast coming out that the next 6 months, starting in July, easily is going to eclipse probably every other 6 month period Deaf Crocodile's had. So the first half of 2026, how do you sum it up, and how do you feel about it?
Honest to God, I'm so busy with what I'm doing day to day. I can't remember the last 6 months.
Let's run it down.
If you run down the titles, I can give you some comments.
White Son of the Desert, Krakatoa, that was in January. Song of the Miraculous Hind, 4K,
God, that was
Air High,
White
February.
Son and Krakatoa was January. That, honest to God, feels like yesterday.
You say that, and while I read that this morning, I went, that was this year? That felt like 9 months ago somehow.
It all just blends together.
Yeah.
Well, White Son of the Desert is just, I love Westerns, and it's, it's like a spaghetti Western, except it's Russian instead of Italian. Some of the tropes that, if you love spaghetti Westerns, there's little things that about them that you're going to love that they're in this film. And then Krakatoa is just I don't even know how to explain it. It's such an amazing film. Really,
that one's much more sci-fi.
Yes, very much so. It's also got really strong 61 Manchurian Candidate vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography is absolutely gorgeous, and this release is from a 4K restoration from the original nitrate negative.
Yeah,
and we had which already looked absolutely stunning. Gave that master to our colorist Tyler Fagerstrom, and he did his Dolby Vision HDR magic. And he and I have done enough of them now where he kind of knows not to push things too far, because I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so I was watching, looking through what he had sent me, and I was thinking, I'm like, it still looks beautiful. And then, but when I pulled up the before and after side by side, I was like, oh, that's astonishingly better. It's an absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if you like black and white cinematography, it doesn't get any better than a nitrate negative 4K restoration. It's visually amazing, and then just the movie itself is a blast. It's non-linear, it's surreal. I don't know. It's just buy the damn thing. It's amazing. It's an amazing movie.
February, Song of the Miraculous Hind, 4K and Hair High. Song of the Miraculous Hind is a more compacted film from Marcel Yankovic.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Tragedy of Man. He, took on trying to tell all of human history from the creation of the universe all the way through into the future, and tried to cover all of it. And it's kind of astonishing. Song of the Miraculous Hind is basically kind of the same thing, but focused on the history of Hungary. And it wasn't meant to be a feature, in theaters film. It's more of a educational film. But it's still Marcel Jankovic animation, and it's incredible. And there's no harm in learning. Like I find history of anything fascinating. So you get to learn the history of Hungary through Jankovic's animation. Like, what's not to love? And that's also another brand new 4K restoration that we took that master, gave it to our master, Tyler Fagerstrom again. And he gave it the HDR Dolby Vision treatment. And it's just gorgeous.
It's truly astonishing. It is a overwhelming color spectacle, that film. I can't imagine everything Tyler had to do to make that movie look great. And then that leads us to the other very colorful movie that month. Hair High was also in February.
It's Bill Plimpton. And I've been reading some reviews online that for our Bill Plimpton releases, and I totally get, it just totally turns off some people. But I'm a weirdo and I absolutely love it. So, he has a sick and twisted sense of humor. And he's a master of animation. So anything his wild imagination can come up with, he can draw it.
Yeah. In his own very specific style.
Yeah. And he does. And Hair High it's a high school musical through the warped mind of Bill Plimpton.
A very funny high school musical.
Well, yeah, it's Bill Plimpton.
For those that didn't know, yeah.
Was that the first visual essay Celeste had done for us?
Yes.
First at bat, knocked it out of the park.
Agreed.
Love that visual essay. She did such a fantastic job. Yeah. So, I'm biased. I love all of these releases because, that's one of the great things about kind of having your own company.
Yeah.
Is I don't have to work on films I don't like.
That's true. That is so true.
If Dennis or I don't like it, we don't put it out.
Exactly.
So yeah, every release is kind of a joy to work on because we love them. So yeah, I sound like a annoying hype man, but
about your own company, yeah.
But it's films we really love. That's why we put them out. Right. I'm not just blowing smoke trying to move discs. I'm like, no, I really like these things.
Right. February was those two. March was Dead Mountaineers Hotel. We already talked about that one quite a bit. And then let's take a break from the titles. Michael Morales is saying, I'm a bit confused about the Deaf Crocodile membership. Is it not a subscription? And this is where I think you've got one of the better setups in the boutique game right now.
I do understand it's a little confusing, though.
It is a little bit, yeah.
We haven't come up with a more elegant solution yet, but it's rattling around the back of our minds. How could we make this easier?
Right.
Subscriptions will just get you every title, the limited edition every month. It'll also get you in our Discord for a year or for the 6 months. The membership, depending on the tier you purchase, you'll get at bare minimum, at the lowest tier, it costs $50, but we immediately give you $50 store credit. So it's essentially free to join. And that gets you access to the Discord, which is fantastic fun. I only knew Discord from trying to use it to play video games, and I'm a old bastard and couldn't figure it out and hated it. But then I joined your channel on Discord. I'm like, oh, this is great.
There's people always here.
Yeah, there's always someone to talk to about movies. So we're like, oh shit, we should create our own Discord for Deaf Crocodile, and so that's so being a member also gives you access to. There's a members only page on our website, and we have some merch. We have some special items that we'll get, only a limited number of, and we'll put them in there. We've had autographed books, and we've had other, we had some autographed King Stack limited editions. And we also try to hold back a small number of limited editions. So when they sell out everywhere, we've got a small number that we hold just for the members only section. What am I forgetting? Anything else?
In there, sometimes variants that are printed differently.
Yep, we'll have some variant covers that'll only be for the members. Yep. Mashed potato brains, I swear to God.
I get it. One of the things that we're trying to do soon is possibly some either like live streaming a film through the Discord and maybe doing like a talkback with one of us surrounding it, or somebody involved with the film or the restoration or something, and be able to put that for the members and subscribers.
Live streaming watching one of our films would be a lot of fun. I'd especially kind of love to do something like that. On a thing we're restoring, like a work in progress. So you can kind of see, like, maybe the first reel's done, but then you're going to watch the rest of the film from the raw scan, just so you can kind of see what the process looks like. That's also just a matter of we need to find more than 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, it is so true.
And what I was going to say that I forgot on is we try to have a membership tier that coincidentally gets you a store credit equal to the amount that a subscription would cost you. So you end up getting a discount on the subscription if you buy the membership, use that credit to buy the subscription, and then you get all the benefits and you save a little money.
So the tiers that he's talking about, the $50 tier gets you $50 in credit. So again, you become a member immediately without literally spending any of the money. You have $50 to spend on the site. So if you're going to spend it anyways, may as well do that. The second tier is $150, and you get $175 credit for the store. Third tier is $400, and you get $450 credit on the store. And then the big boy, $1,000, and you get $1,200 credit in the store, which discount gets better and better the more you go up on the tiers, of course.
That highest low gets you the Discord for life as well.
Yeah,
most of the others are for a year.
Yeah. They are truly worth your time. You get access to a big community of people that love Deaf Crocodile and other films like this. It is a really interesting time. So yeah, hopefully that explains the difference with the membership. You get the store credit. You can choose the titles you want. If you're only into, say, animation and you didn't really want to go after the other ones, you can become a member and just buy the animation with the store credit that you pay for. But best way obviously is to subscribe, especially going at that third tier where you get basically the exact amount of money for the subscription. So
I see a question there about Romeo is bleeding. All I can say is I wish, I hope, I dream.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's one that not a lot of people have seen. Nobody ever talks about. It's a modern film noir with Gary Oldman, and it's weird as shit. Like, it's everything I like.
Right. All right, so let's run through the last couple months. We'll do these quickly since we've been talking about these a lot the last couple of months. So after Dead Mountaineers Hotel, that's the words. Deaf Fairy Tales, you were able to beat Eureka to the release date to get Deaf Fairy Tales in the hands of everybody. And this is full of 5 different films. You got Snow White, Little Red Riding Hood, Frau Hulla, The Devil with 3 Golden Hairs, and Snow White and Rose Red. Any thoughts on this or the rollout or anything?
I think a lot of people thought we were aware Eureka was doing it as well, and when they announced it, that was news to us. I kind of wish DIFA coordinated that a little better.
Yeah.
so we could have talked to each other and maybe worked together on something, but no, we had no idea they were doing that. We got all the masters from DIFA. I have no idea if Eureka did anything to them, but I did kind of clean up a little bit. Some of them had some pretty bad flicker, and I kind of cleaned that up a bit. But yeah, they're very cool films. Like, I'm really happy. A lot of people have been very excited about them. And then it hasn't gotten much attention, but the cover art is by Mark Buckingham, who did the art for the DC series Fables.
Yeah.
And immediately I thought of him when we were going to do this set, but I was like, he's not going to be available, and if he is, he's going to cost so much, it's not going to happen. And he surprised me, and we were able to work out a deal, and it happened, and it was difficult to get done. He had a lot going on that kept delaying things. We literally got the artwork like the last possible second, and he hadn't done a painting in a long time. He kind of wanted to do it digitally, and he kind of wanted to do not a painting. And it turned out amazing, but he was like, yeah, he's like, that's the last painting I'm doing. Cause yeah, he's like, yeah, he's like, I love how it turned out, but he's like, that was rough. And he's like, I'm going to stick to doing illustration or digital.
The art on it is so good. Every time I pack one in a box, we're going to talk about that later, but it is astonishing in person.
I mean, I know we probably talk about it a lot, but like the artwork on our releases is a huge part of the joy I have doing this. I just love finding the artist I think is a best fit for each release, and that was definitely a question when we started the company, was do we want to have kind of a house style, which I think Radiance does really well. I mean, there's some variety there, but there's also a house style that like you immediately see it and you're like, that looks like a Radiance cover.
Yep.
And so we were going back and forth of, do we want to do that, or do we want to just go with what we think is best for each individual release? And if it's wildly different, so be it. And so we just opted for that. Kind of glad we did, but at the same time, like, there's certainly Radiance is proving going with a house style works as well, because their covers are stunning.
Agreed. Speaking of stunning covers, how about Mr. Brian Level's work on this month's Black Rabbit, White Rabbit, which is shipping now? Very MC Escher type of cover on this one. It is beautiful. Yeah, that was the MC Escher was my idea, because I just know that Sharam, the director, is a huge fan. And also, there's an Escher drawing. There's an Easter egg in the background in the new film. Like he's a big Escher fan. And with the title Black Rabbit, White Rabbit, I immediately made me think of the Escher drawings he did with the doves, the black and white doves. So I called Brian. I'm like, hey, got an idea for a cover. Can you do an MC Escher drawing? He's like, yeah, sure. No problem. And so, yeah, he really kind of struggled with it for a while. And he's like, it's not perfect. It's not, what Escher did. I'm like, it doesn't have to be exactly Escher. It just, we just want people to like immediately recognize it, right. It's inspired by Escher. And he's like, all right. And then, so then that was the only input I had to it. The rest of it's all Brian. And
such a great cover.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, like it's again, I like gushing about every release, but like we put a lot of thought and effort and love into every cover as well, so I love them all.
Yeah, it's also a truly great movie, and everybody should see it. If you get a chance, we are actually playing it in a bunch of theaters across the U.S. right now, and you should seek that out because that's not an opportunity that a lot of these theaters get a lot of times. This isn't the kind of movie that gets a big rollout, and we are pushing as much as we can. It's a rough time for films like these. They easily get overlooked, and it's hard, especially for an Iranian filmmaker. It's a sensitive 2026, eh?
It is also a bummer that he had planned to be here in the U.S. so he could attend different screenings and do Q&As, and Trump fucked that all up for us.
That's true. What he didn't, though.
Yes, he has. Sharam's been posting online lately, so thankfully he seems to be okay, because we couldn't even contact him for a while. We didn't know what happened, because he was supposed to fly out, I think, literally the day before the war started, or the day after. But so he got stuck in Tehran, couldn't leave.
Yeah. The other one that came out with that one shipping this month, right this moment, is the wonderful Legend of the Sacred Stone, cover art by Richard Cox that looks amazing. This is a very interesting Budokai glove puppet movie, and if that is not enough to make you go, I at least need to see a trailer, you should probably order it because it is remarkable and so unique.
It is kind of wild that like it's glove puppets, because
it does not look
doesn't no. I'm like, well, where are the puppeteers? Like, it's no, I mean, it looks like, Team America without the strings. Like, it's like it's incredible what they've been able to do with these puppets. It's phenomenal. And I mentioned it in the podcast, but having a Brian Level and Richard Cox cover come out the same month wasn't really planned that way, but I've known those guys for forever. And so to have two friends do two covers coming out the same month is just such a joy.
Then, of course, today we put up pre-orders for the last two films in the subscription. We're not going to go too deep into these because you need to go listen to the podcast. It's a great episode. Olivia Newton-John and Val Guest's Tomorrow, with two O's at the beginning. This is a very notable release because this film was seen in theaters for about 2 weeks and then not again for a very, very, very long time. It is a unique story for most films, but if you go back through the history of film, a lot of stuff happened like this. But the fact that this was essentially lost media and you have now rescued it along with the BFI, thanks to them, it is a really beautiful release. Some great art from Beth Morris. Check that out. And then, of course, alongside that one, you've got an incredible stop motion film called Hoffmaniata, which you watch the trailer on this one, and good Lord, you are definitely going to want it.
Yeah, if you have the ability to watch that trailer and then not click buy, you just don't like stop motion animation.
It's true. It is true.
Interesting that it dropped the same week as the new Leica trailer, which again, like, I saw that and it's just wow.
I clicked buy and tickets aren't even available yet, which is wild. I'm so excited about that one.
Yeah. So, two really great releases. I mean, it's a Olivia Newton-John sci-fi Scooby-Doo musical. That's just fun. Like, I don't know how else you could describe it. And then stop motion animation at a level that is just, you just don't see. Like, it's phenomenal. I
agree. Go give that trailer a watch. You will want it, I promise. back to some of our originally scheduled programming. I got a chance to share some pickups and recent watches last night. I got a couple more I can talk about, but did you happen to pull anything that you've got in? Because I know you happen to buy some things sometimes.
I do. And when I say I do, I buy some things sometimes. As I was telling you just before the show started, I was reenacting the scene from Goodfellas at the end of the movie where Ray Liotta is frantically trying to do 10 things at once and then plop down in front of this seat at like 6:28. So I didn't have time to pull anything recent.
Well, I wanted to highlight three films that we don't talk about. Not three films, three companies that we don't talk about very often. One of them, Mr. Terry East, is watching right now, and I know this is one of his favorites. And I had always wanted to own a copy of this, and Strand Releasing put out a new version of it. And I said, well, I mean, I should probably get it. So I got Psycho Beach Party in finally. This is a classic. Love me some Strand Releasing.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and I've not seen that one myself yet. I should grab that.
Then I think this is only my first or second from the new Anchor Bay. I like fake Anchor Bay. Like, I don't really understand. This is somebody that essentially bought the trademark to be able to call themselves Anchor Bay, is what it sounds like, and that alone.
I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's like they want to ride off of the reputation of something that's not them.
That has a bad reputation.
In a way. But they put out something that I saw years ago, and I wanted to own the documentary, and that is Beast Wishes. This is the fantastic world of Bob and Kathy Burns. Worked in special effects. Lots of stuff that is on here is stuff that I love to watch. Movies about making movies are incredible.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds fun.
Josh wanted to let you know that.
Yes, I know.
Yes,
I also hate Broadway musicals. So
ooh, that card's really close to getting pulled.
Oh yeah.
The last one. This is an interesting one because this is from a company that has put out a handful of films, and I don't even know exactly what all they're doing on these because it's not documented properly. So if this is feedback, if you're watching, which they might actually be, because they sent these to me because I talked about them and they wanted to say thank you. Real Vault is the company, and they're putting out some really interesting things. They put out Pointed Heels. This is an old Paramount film from like 19. Does it say? It's the 20s, I believe, or early 30s. And it's got bonus features. It's got an audio commentary. Big thing for me, it's got 4 Betty Boop cartoons on here, which I love. 4 colorized Betty Boop and 44 Betty Boop shorts on top of that. So it's 48 total. What's odd, though, is that they are putting these out. And as I make the claim, I want to verify. Yes, these are BDRs. These are not pressed discs. And a BDR with 48 shorts on top of a film that is 376 minutes long. Either that or that's the whole length of the disc. And if that's the case, you should probably annotate that slightly differently on here. That's a lot of content on a burn disc.
That is a lot of content on a not burn disc.
It is, right. But the other film that they put out this month is the one that I really wanted. And this movie is wild. And if you like any of the cheesy, like, how the hell did these people even come up with the idea to make this movie? They released King Kung Fu. That cover might tell you what this is maybe leaning towards, but it says restored from a new 4K scan, and it looks decent. It's not an incredible restoration. I'm not like saving a list for this on the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, but this is the unforgettable story of a Chinese gorilla who knew karate. Raised as a lifelong house pet of Al Feng Ku, a Chinese karate master, the gorilla uses kung fu to attack and defeat the master during a lesson. Embarrassed, the master gives him to the United States as a friendly gesture, where he is displayed in Wichita, Kansas, of all places. As a publicity stunt, the gorilla King Kung Fu is set free, and the police captain J.W. Duke, bearing a remarkable resemblance to a certain famous Western star, and his first officer, Pilgrim, get involved in an extensive chase to recover him, along with love interest Ray Fay, and the rest of the town. The comedy and suspense continues until the girl and the gorilla end up on the tallest building in Wichita, the Holiday Inn, full of cliche spoofs and a cast of memorable characters the whole family will love. It is a really fun movie. Check it out. It is worth watching. Decent price on Amazon. Give it a watch if you're into it.
That does sound just stupid enough that I might find it entertaining.
It is genuinely entertaining. But yes, I agree. Craig did not appear to be having it. Speaking of not having it, you don't have a lot of time.
I have resting not having it face.
It's true. How about watching things? We've not talked about much with you as far as watching things, and you've gotten a chance to watch a few things this year.
Yeah,
I love that I say this year and it's May 15th.
Hey, if I don't think I average, I don't think I break 12 a year usually. So,
and yet you probably saw Dead Mountaineers Hotel, I don't know, 84 times this year.
Yeah, I did see a few good movies recently. Yeah, last one I watched was the Criterion release of The Long Good Friday. Which
Great.
I had never seen before. Damn, that's good.
Bob Hoskins, eh?
Well, you know what's crazy is like the only Bob Hoskins I knew was Roger Rabbit.
Right.
So it's like, and I realized that's the outlier, but
Yeah.
but that's the only Bob Hoskins I knew.
For most people, yeah, it's true.
I just loved everything about it. The weird sound design in the beginning of the film. It's like 12, 15 minutes in before anyone speaks.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. People speak, but you don't hear them. I thought my system was fucked up. I'm like checking settings and stuff, and I'm like, oh no, it's the movie. But yeah, just everything about that movie. Like it's weird it took me this long to see a movie that checked every box of what I like in movies.
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins' performance just clearly influenced yep. Mm-hmm. That show. The HBO.
Are you talking about The Wire? Is that the one you're talking about?
No.
Which one? I see. I thought you were going towards Goodfellas.
No. Oh my God! Someone in the chat help me out here. Sopranos.
Okay.
I just
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, James Gandolfini in The Sopranos. Like I just felt like, oh, like he must have been a fan of this because it's such a not cliche portrait of a mob boss. Like
right.
Like he's very humanized. Just gabagool.
Oh, Z-Pan made me break immediately.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, I just loved everything about it. It was
glad.
So good. Before that, I watched In the Mouth of Madness, new 4K disc. I saw this in the theater when it came out, and I remember being like, liked it more this time.
Sam Neill is so good in that movie.
Isn't he? Kind of always is, though, right? Like,
yep.
I see my note here in Letterboxd. The Metallica wannabe Metallica theme song was just kind of silly. Didn't fit the movie either. I didn't think like it was just seemed really out of place. Southern Comfort. Watch that. Not what I was expecting. Kind of liked it, but I gave it three stars. It was like I liked it, didn't hate it, didn't love it, liked it. One False Move, another film that's been on my I should see this list forever. Again, not at all what I was expecting. Really surprised. I had no idea Billy Bob Thornton wrote it. I know he, writing, he done Sling Blade. So I knew he was a writer, but I didn't realize he wrote this. Again, a lot of. I really enjoyed it. I liked that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I always enjoy that, being surprised. What else? Anything else? Oh yeah, this is the one that you were like, oh, people are going to hate you for this. I did not like The Fog. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't think people are going to hate you. To me, I've never loved it compared to the rest of his stuff. It's always been lower tier. I at least like it.
I mean, there were aspects of it I liked, but overall, it just felt just too stupid.
Yeah.
People did stupid things. Things didn't make sense. Like, the older I get, my tolerance level for bad writing, it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Right. And I was just like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And that doesn't make any sense. And why did the character do that? I'm like, there's too much of that in The Fog.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think this has been, in general, my reason that horror films aren't my favorite genre is I just feel that there's a built-in audience that I think a lot of filmmakers realize I don't have to try that hard.
It's true.
Like they'll let it go. The fans will let it slide, and so they don't bother, making it make sense.
Yeah.
So if I see a horror film that isn't a cliche and isn't full of things that don't make sense, and then I really love it. They're just very rare.
Yes, I agree to a point. Yeah, on that note, go see Obsession. That's out this weekend. Not you specifically, because I know you are busy. But hey, everybody else, go see Obsession. It's pretty great, and it makes mostly sense. Although, not that it doesn't make sense. It's just that there's like a supernatural-ish element. That's pretty good. All right. Is that it for recent watches? Because that takes you back like 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. That goes back a while.
Yeah.
That brought me back to April 13th, and then before that, it's February 23rd. I saw R.I.P.D. Didn't hate it. It's silly. I wasn't expecting it to be great. Saw No Other Choice in the theater.
Correct. Oh man, good theater movie too.
This was a partner label, Potato Dreams of America.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
that's a fun movie. It's just, the fact that it's based on a true story is mind-boggling because it's kind of a crazy ass story.
Yeah.
And I went in not knowing that. So it wasn't until like the end credits where they're showing the real people, I was like, holy shit, that was based on a true story.
Yeah.
I mean, I encourage people to give Potato Dreams of America a shot. It's a fun little it's a air quotes gay film. And it kind of, it does kind of feel a bit like there was a glut of films in the 90s that are like indie, low budget, like gay themed films. And it kind of has that vibe, but it's just much better than most of those.
It's very unique.
Yeah, I liked it. If you want to keep going back, I watched the Northman 4K disc, and I'm a big fan of Robert Eggers. Like, this is the film most people like shit on, and even that I thought was phenomenal. So
I thought it was good. Yeah,
it was pretty great.
It was all right. Matt Ass wants to know if you've seen the new Odyssey trailer yet.
I did, and I watched. Nolan was on Colbert, I think a week or so ago. And he said something. Well, actually, I think it was noted in the trailer, and they talked about it on the show. It is weird to have people talking to Stephen Colbert about somebody who I worked with and was my boss. But
especially when it's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. So when I worked at IMAX, Christopher Nolan was always wanting to work more and more with IMAX. And in the film The Prestige was technically the first time he ever shot something with an IMAX camera, and he did one single shot I think just as a test to try out, what's it like using this camera. And I had seen that shot at work ages before the film came out. Out of context, had no idea what it was. And then when I saw the movie, I was like, oh shit, I saw that at work like 6 months ago. Yeah, it's a spoiler in the movie, so I won't mention it. But so he had shot something on an IMAX camera for the Prestige. And then he had shot a bunch of other camera tests, and because when The Dark Knight came out and it was a huge success, lots of Hollywood filmmakers were like, "Oh, I want to shoot in IMAX," but they didn't care to learn, like, it's a different format that needs to be done differently. But Nolan was not like that. Like, he wanted to know, and he listened to the people who have been making IMAX films for 30 years. Like, what can you do? What can't you do? And then he would listen, but then he would verify, and he would shoot tests, breaking some of these rules that he was told, and he would see for himself what actually did work and didn't work.
Right.
So the Odyssey, the thing that got me excited was that this is the first film where every single shot was shot on IMAX 1570 film. As Mozart Ghost points out, the reason he was able to do that is because IMAX designed a new camera and housing that made able to record sound on set. So the entire film is 1570. Like, it'll be worth the drive to find a place showing it in proper IMAX 15 perf 70 millimeter film, because it will be friggin' mind blowing.
I can't wait.
I mean, Universal City Walk I'm sure will be showing it, so I will definitely get my tickets purchased to see it there. The person he mentioned, my boss, was David Keeley at IMAX. I'm a little worried. David Keeley was not the nicest person to work for. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he knew his shit, and he was the buck stopped with him with quality control. This will be the first release that David's not overseeing the quality control, because David died a few months ago.
That's right.
So I hope things go smoothly and are at the level that David always insisted they would be. But it should be phenomenal to see in 1570.
I will reiterate that here in Kansas City, we just had Screenland Armor install a 35 millimeter projector again after they 15 years ago had to do a crowdfund to be able to take a projector out and switch over to digital. And they have grown so much that now they were able to get that back. And all of their screenings so far that have been on film, no matter what it is, have sold out damn near immediately. They did, I think, Vertigo back-to-back on 70 millimeter like 2 weekends ago. Both screenings sold out in like 24 minutes total. And in Kansas City, to understand that is a big theater, first of all, and that they sold out in 24 minutes, and it's not like a brand new, super hyped movie. They were hungry for it here, and I'm so stoked that they're bringing it here.
That is awesome. I mean, as much as I was raving that people should go see the Odyssey in 1570 film, that's because 1570 film is a unicorn. There isn't another format like it. It's the gold standard of image quality. I can't say the same for 35. Like, I don't quite understand the obsession with seeing 35 on film, because it's dirty and scratched and flickers and like all of the stuff I work my ass off cleaning up. People pay extra to go see it.
It'll line up for it, yeah.
So yeah, it's a weird thing for me.
I get it. I fully get it.
But people love it. What are you going to do?
It's true. People also love that watch this channel. Physical media. We should probably cover announcements now that it's been 55 minutes.
Yeah, we've been jibber-jabbing for an hour.
And we got at least an hour to discuss a warehouse move afterwards. So hang out for that. And we're going to be talking about a lot of fun stories from the last couple of weeks. So let's break into everything. Reminder again, these are announcements. I can't believe we have to do this from 2 weeks ago because I was locked up last week from YouTube. And there's a lot of movies here that I like, and I didn't want to miss talking about them. And Will is traveling tonight. I wanted Will to come back on with both of us, but he's going to be doing a convention this weekend for Severin. So he is out of town. And unfortunately, Craig and I will have to make bad jokes in his stead. We'll see. Maybe.
You've got a lot of dad jokes in you. I think we can rely on you to hold it up.
I felt bad after a couple days of being around you because it was flowing. I can admit to that. Yeah.
It was pretty. I was like, all right, you're a dad.
all time. All right. Let's break into this. We started off a couple weeks ago with Imprint. They are putting out on June 24th a Blu-ray box set of Shaw Brothers Horror Volume 3 already. This covers 1980 to 1982. This is available for pre-order now. This has Hex from 1980, Hex versus Witchcraft from 1980 as well, and then Hex After Hex from 1982. These are revenge horror comedies. These have been released on Blu-ray a couple times elsewhere. 88 Films has done it. We got some extras on here that are mostly going to be archival. Not much new as far as I can see, other than a new audio commentary by Arna Venema and Dom Ting. Good people. Love you, Arna. Yeah, Shaw Brothers. I don't know about your history. Have you watched anything with Shaw Brothers before at all?
I'm going to expose my ignorance here. They did the early Bruce Lee stuff, right?
I think most
Harvest?
of that was Golden Harvest.
All right. See, like I said, I don't know the genre very well. I do enjoy the stuff I've seen, but I'm not familiar with these films. But you said revenge, and I do love me a good revenge movie.
Yes. Yeah. These don't scream Craig to me, but maybe. All right. Let's go to our next one. The same day, they are putting out Shawshock Volume 4. This is going to be coming out on June 24th. This one a little more odd. It is a mix of 4K and Blu-ray. So we got a 4K of Hell Has No Boundary from 1982. We've got a Blu-ray of Bewitched from 1981. We got a Blu-ray of Human Lanterns from 1982. And yes, just like Robert said, the last one, Shawshock Volume 3, those were in the Shawscope Volume 4 from Arrow. And I believe most of these have been in Arrow and 88 Films releases so far. In fact, I think all of them have been. So for just people after the films, not a lot of reason to pick these up, probably. There are some new extras.
Seems a little weird to me if these were already in a box set. Why would you release them again in a box set? I would have released them separately so people that didn't want to buy an entire box could buy just what they wanted.
Yeah. Yes. And I think the biggest reason is territory. Australia versus UK and US.
Okay.
Okay. We got a new audio commentary from Mike Leader and George Clark on that 4K release of Hell Has No Boundary. Jim. Jim on Facebook is saying, yay, Reconnect is now every night. No, it's not. I'm going to... Nope. That reminds me of when the time that Lee Gambin, before his passing, turned into the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. I think it was the second year, and he goes, guys, this is beautiful. In the comments, you should do this every 6 months. And right there, I almost shot myself live on camera. It was the worst sounding thing ever. To do Shelf Shock is just self-flagellation to the worst. New commentary by In Jane on Human Lanterns. More special features coming on Human Lanterns. Craig, I would say you probably should say that you're going to watch Human Lanterns at some point. It is that everybody should see that one.
Okay, I will see Human Lanterns at some point.
Smart man. Next up, this one, you might have a few more things to talk about. June 24th, they are putting out a Blu-ray release of Madadeo from 1993. This one you might know because it's directed by one Mr. Akira Kurosawa. This is the 30th and final film from Akira Kurosawa. This has a new interview with Jasper Sharp, a making of, which is a feature-length documentary on here. Akira Kurosawa, The Essence of Filmmaking featurette. More brand new special features to come at some point, but this one is going to be coming on Blu-ray. I think this was released in Europe or Japan on Blu-ray, and I think that was it. So this is a pretty big deal for Kurosawa fans.
So Europe, Japan, Australia,
Germany,
just fuck the US.
US, yeah. At some point. Honestly, Criterion probably owns this one, and they'll probably put it out in 2031 or something.
We've run into a couple of times where we've been interested in a title, and weirdly, we weren't even necessarily told Criterion had the rights, but they needed to check with them in case they wanted it. Like, they've got such an influence in the Blu-ray sphere that
yikes.
Like, yeah, it's so sometimes they might actually have the rights and are sitting on it, and sometimes they have the power to just be like, we might want it. Don't license it.
I wonder if it's the power or if it's the, Criterion has deeper pockets than Deaf Crocodile, I bet.
They do, but yeah, I mean, then let them license it. If
right.
You either license it or don't say, oh, I don't license it to somebody else. We might want it. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it really is. That is wild. They have blanket rights to getting rights, says Jim. Yikes.
But we did actually. That said, there was a film that was under the Criterion umbrella that we yanked away. So, don't ask Dennis about it.
I don't remember which one that was now. All right. We'll talk about that later. So, yeah, Akira Kurosawa, fairly all right filmmaker from what I hear.
Yeah, he's all right.
Next up, Eureka. This is one I had heard of, and I've wanted to see. This is the first time this has ever been released on Blu-ray. This is coming on Blu-ray from Imprint as well, June 24th. Yes, Imprint putting out a film called Eureka.
Yeah, I was going to say that Eureka slipped on the banana peel here.
The joke is Eureka should now release a film called Imprint, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, first time anywhere in the world on Blu-ray, and this is an epic Japanese drama running at almost 3.5 hours and almost entirely in sepia tone. Eureka from the year 2000 is a haunting and meditative journey that explores trauma and the reality of living as a survivor. This is supposedly great. It's got a new featurette by Jasper Sharp and Jim O'Rourke discussing the film. We get a new featurette called A Trauma Bond. Yale Japanese film scholar Aaron Garreau on Eureka. Aaron is great at what he does. Worked with him on some of those Obayashi titles over at Cult Epics. And I've never seen this. Have you seen this? Because, man, it sounds great.
I have not, but I don't know. I felt like the perfect survivor guilt film was already made with Godzilla -1.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. And this one, I bet, does not have a giant monster. So.
Right. So I'm like, if I want a great movie about survivor's guilt, and you can have one with a giant monster and one without a giant monster. I mean, I've never seen this, so I'm not shitting on it. It's probably amazing, but I still would prefer the giant monster. So.
Not that we're not going to take a lot of side roads tonight. I know that we are, but how hyped are you for Godzilla -0?
I haven't had time to get hyped, but I will definitely enjoy it when it comes out.
I cannot wait, man. I am so eager to take my kids to that one.
I mean, -1 was one of the biggest surprise films like I've seen in a long time. Like, it was so goddamn good. Like, you could have taken the Godzilla out of it and it would have probably been Eureka. Like, it's probably an amazing movie about survivor's guilt. But they decided to put the monster in it. So
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah. All right. Next, on the same day, Imprint is also releasing Face to Face. This is a Stephen Fung film starring in this. It is a disturbing horror thriller from the director Casey Chan, adapted from a novel by famous writer Edogawa Rampo. It says a man dies in a skiing accident only for his best friend to marry his wife and inherit his fortune. Supernatural hijinks ensue. This is from 2002 and also a first time on Blu-ray ever. This is going to have a new audio commentary by the authors of The Midnight Eye Guide to New Japanese Film, Jasper Sharp and Tom Mess. That is a pretty killer 1-2 punch on a commentary. The audio is getting finalized, but that looks like all they're doing for special features. I have never seen this, and it looks fun.
Is Jasper Sharp the only person that can speak about Japanese films?
He is not. Tom Mess can as well.
And that cover art screams hijinks.
It does. It really does.
They were not going for serious there.
Not even a little bit. And yes, Josh is right. This feels like one that they got in a package deal, and I hope it's tasty. All right, it's time for some Vinegar Syndrome stuff. This is going to be fun. So on 4K, they are releasing the film Explorers by Joe Dante. This is the VSU for the Halfway to Black Friday sale that is launching this upcoming Thursday night into Friday. It is at midnight Eastern, so get ready for that one. On this set, we've got a 3-disc set. It's newly scanned and restored in 4K from the original camera negative. Commentary with the Movie Abuelette podcast on the theatrical version. The Thunder Road, a Making of Explorers, all-new 77-minute documentary produced and edited by Elijah Drenner. I love Elijah. He's great. Exclusive for this release, featuring new interviews with the director, Joe Dante, screenwriter, Eric Luke, the producer, Mike Fennell, second AD, Carol Green, actor, Robert Picardo, sound designer, like all kinds of people. It is awesome. They've got never before seen on-set interviews with Ethan Hawke, River Phoenix, and more. They have also got making of documentary from 2021, deleted scenes with commentary by Joe Dante, the original 1985 electronic press kit, The Tale of the Farmer and the Wise Man, a 10-minute UCLA film by the Explorer screenwriter Eric Luke from 1976, Stills Gallery, 40-page book with new writing by Max Every, Michael Almereyda, Gabe Klinger, and Patrick Dahl. Great movie. I like this a lot. I watched it a lot as a kid. Not quite as much as I liked it when I was younger, but this is going to be expensive. So if you want it, go for it. Good luck. How do you feel about Explorers?
I'm certain I saw it when I was a kid, but I don't remember it. I just find it fascinating that Vinegar Syndrome is D-list splatter movies, porn, and children's films.
That is their new tagline. It's an interesting mix. The VSU's going from things like, Six String Samurai to Explorers is an interesting turn. They don't fit well anymore, but I mean, I don't know. At this point, what do you do?
Well, they have 10 sublabels and none of them make any sense. So, I don't quite understand why they keep making sublabels unless it's some sort of weird accounting thing.
And that might be the case. I would completely understand that. Explorers, VSU, meaning VS Ultimate, meaning it's on 4K, although most of their titles are getting 4Ks nowadays. So, okay. All right. Next up, they are also putting out a 4K Blu-ray dual format release of Night Watch from 1997. The front of this, not bad. That reminds me of Night Watch. What is going on with the back of this box?
What is that even supposed to be?
I don't know. I've seen Night Watch back in the day. I don't remember anything evocative looking like this. This doesn't even feel like art on there. Anyways, I don't want to lean too far into that, but this is twist-filled contemporary whodunit adapted from the director's own 1994 Danish film. Somebody says Teeth. Somebody says Rorschach. I mean, okay. Yeah, both of those. I think they are Rorschach's teeth, maybe. That makes sense. 2-disc set. We got newly scanned, restored in 4K from the original negative commentary with the author, screenwriter Kelly Goodner and film historian Jim Hemphill. Interview with the co-writer, director Ole Bornadell. Interview with the casting director, featurette with the production designer Richard Hoover and set decorator, visual essay by Will Webb, behind the scenes footage, another 40-page book with a bunch of essays, including Alexandra Heller Nicholas. That's the first time we've said her name tonight. It'll probably come up again.
I hope it does.
Night Watch. Check it out. It's if I remember right, it's a decent movie. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I've never seen it. That cast is incredible.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of a shame that they left Brad Dourif's name off that toe tag, because I love that guy.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Fun movie. Definitely worth checking out at least once. Then we get into their VSP line, or Vinegar Syndrome Presents, meaning this is something that they are having a hand in releasing for the very first time. It is a brand new contemporary film, and this is the movie Anything That Moves from 2025, being released on Blu-ray right now after the halfway to Black Friday sale that is happening. This is shot entirely on film and finished in 4K. It's got an interview with Alex Phillips. We've got an interview with Hal Baum, interview with Ginger Lynn Allen, interview with the special effects artist, interview with a whole bunch of other people. World premiere at 2025 Fantasia International Film Festival, the introduction with the Q&A. 2025 screening at the Roxy Cinema in New York, Q&A with the director and Hunter Zimmy. We've got a 20-page booklet with an essay by Brandon Strusning. Neither one of us have seen this. Does this art make you want to see it?
Not at all. I'm just I can appreciate it, but I'm not a fan of that style of art for the most part. Unless it like really fits the movie, but I haven't seen the movie,
Right.
so I don't know. I do need to point out that I'm really loving Josh's like single sentence reviews. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. I can't wait to see the single sentence review for this one. The Cinematograph line is putting out a 4K and Blu-ray of the wonderful movie Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, Jimmy Dean. This is from 1982. There was a bundle with a book that was available when this went on sale, and of course it sold out in like 14.6 seconds because they had either 100 or less than that on the site. The book, I believe you can still get lots of other places, so don't worry. You've not exactly missed out, I believe. I don't think this was the only printing of it.
Well, that's been the case with most of their book bundles, right? It's not in any way exclusive
Correct.
to they just bought a handful of the books and people get excited.
And buy them immediately. So this is a 2-disc set. New audio commentary by Willow Caitlin McClay and Caden Mark Gardner. We got an archival commentary by Lee Gambin. We've got a new video appreciation of the film by Isabel Sandoval. We've got a new visual essay by curator and professor Dakota Newt. That is Dakota from the Two in the Pinku podcast, Jay Dakota. Archival interview with the film editor Jason Rosenfeld. Archival interview with the production designer. 2 Turner Classic movie introductions of the film by Dave Karger with Willow Caitlin McClay and Robert Osborne with Lorenzo Soria. We've got new text essays by Elsie Fisher, writer and filmmaker Drew Burnett Gregory, the film critic Saffron Mave, and film programmer Justine Smith. How do you feel about Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, Jimmy D?
I've never heard of it.
Really? I was expecting this to be a big Craig movie, actually.
Maybe it is, but most of the Cinematograph releases are kind of in line with the stuff I like. But there's been a couple where I'm like, I've never even heard of that film, and this is one of them.
Well, I don't think I said it out loud, so I probably should say this is a Robert Altman directed film.
I've only seen a few of his films, and I can't say I'm a huge fan.
Understandable. I do say it is crazy that we're getting a 4K of this before Nashville. I agree with Kurgan. Come on, Nashville. All right, let's go to the next one. What is this? Oh, Distripix and Something Weird, putting out The Lustful Turk and Jezebel from 1968 and 1969. This one. Hey, Craig?
This screams Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, it fits. Yeah, this looks interesting. The Lustful Turk and the Joys of Jezebel are newly restored in 4K from the original negatives, presented with their original mono soundtracks. We got 2 feature-length audio commentaries by friends of the show, Gentry Austin and Casey Scott from the Sin Syndicates podcast. We've got Honest Dave still with the show, 2003 archival documentary, double-sided artwork, a poster for this that is the Japanese one sheet, and then a really fun-looking double feature. I got to admit, I got a soft spot for the Something Weird stuff. This looks fun.
The artwork is clever.
It is. Clever.
It's well done. Not to my tastes, but I can give it a thumbs up. Like, did a good job.
I'm not getting flagged by YouTube for this one, even though you could argue I should be. Let's go to the next one.
You're shut down for another week.
Would not be shocked. So the rest of these are partner label titles until we get over to the Melusine side of things. So this first one is from ETR Media. They are putting out Beware of the Clowns from 2015. This is about a small town sheriff investigating a string of clown-related murders while protecting his twin daughters 15 years after he put down a killer clown, and clowns were outlawed. Yes, this town is now threatened by the Clown King and his cult, the Clowns. What a unique name for his cult. I was so waiting for any response on that. It was great.
This got made.
It did get made. And this got made 11 years ago and is now getting a retrospective home video release on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those films where I just like, which is what Vinegar Syndrome and, kind of specializes in is films that, like, making a movie is really hard, and they did it.
So I'm just now seeing that there's actually a bonus film attached to this called Princess Spooky. And the director, he's got an audio commentary on both of the films. We got bloopers on here, new making of, documentary, concept trailer, final trailer, SETI BIMCO Part 2, The Revenge, episode 124. I don't even know the words I just said. Beware of the Clown, September 11th, 2024. That's a foreboding statement.
That's my birthday. Hey.
Well, yes, but we don't say happy birthday, Craig, beware of the clowns. You'd also feel that was foreboding. You got to admit.
Okay.
All right. Going to our next partner label title. We got Biosphere is on the way from IFC. This is from 2022. And this is going to be a Blu-ray. And it says, in the not too distant future, the last 2 men on Earth must adapt and evolve to save humanity. Now, on the surface, that may not seem certainly inspiring you to give it a watch, but this is actually starring Sterling K. Brown and Mark Duplass, which I really love both those guys. We get a commentary with the director, Mel Elson, co-writer and actor Mark Duplass, and Sterling K. Brown on that commentary. There's a making of and a booklet new writing by Clara Curtis. Josh in the chat, have you seen this? Because I'm assuming Craig has not seen this.
I've not seen it. I got excited at first because I was thinking Biodome.
So were we all.
Friend of mine was in Biodome.
Wait, what? We can't just let that go by. What?
Friend of mine, amazing tennis player, in fact, was also an actor and been in tons of stuff. Like, just he was best known probably for his commercial work in the 80s, like some classic commercials. He's been in all of them. But he was in Biodome, and he's like, of all the films he's been in, he's like, if anybody stops me and goes, hey, were you? He's in Biodome. This is always the one.
It's so funny. Biodome's fun.
But this actually sounds interesting. It says the last 2 men on Earth, but is that implying there's nobody else? Or,
I mean, they must adapt and evolve to save humanity, so it sounds like it.
Well, that's going to be difficult. I don't know if they know how babies are made.
Maybe they need to find a new way. They could try a lot of things.
Well,
That'll get a little weird.
Jurassic Park does let us know that nature finds a way.
Oh, only when they're female, though. Next up, we've got, let's see, Dark Sky Films putting out Bird Eater from 2025. Now, if you recognize this title, this was released previously by Umbrella down in Australia, so that is why you might recognize that. This is directed by Jack Clark and Jim Weir. This is a Region A locked Blu-ray commentary with the writer and director and an actor and the editor. We got an alternate ending, outtakes, deleted scenes, all that usual stuff. Pretty much the same disc, I believe, as the Umbrella one. And I already got the Umbrella. It's a pretty good movie. I would actually genuinely recommend this to a lot of people. This says a bride-to-be is invited to join her own fiance's bachelor party on a remote property in the Australian outback.
Well, that's a stupid idea.
Already. But as the festivities spiral into beer-soaked chaos, uncomfortable details about their relationship are exposed, and the celebration soon becomes a feral nightmare.
Who could have seen that going badly?
That's why it's a movie. It works.
That description and that cover, though, I'm really intrigued to know hummingbirds, pills, and looks like capillaries have to do with a bachelor party going poorly.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it's all in there somehow.
It is, and this is a pretty good cover for it. I'm glad they're releasing it. It's a great movie. Genuinely check it out. I really like this one. Yeah.
I like the cover. It's just, yeah, it actually works because it's like it makes me go, that's a cool cover, and then I read the description and I'm like, huh?
Right.
Like, okay.
All right. So the next one is from Shudder, as you may have just seen. This is Blood Relatives. I've not seen this one. I've heard about this one for a couple years. This came out in 2022, and it says Francis, a 115-year-old Yiddish vampire, still looks 35. He's been roaming American backroads in his beat-up muscle car for decades, keeping to himself and liking it that way. One day, a teenage kid, Jane, shows up. She says she's his daughter, and she's got the fangs to prove it. They go on the road deciding whether to sink their teeth into family life. This is directed by Noah Sagan. This is a Region A locked Blu-ray. We get a commentary with Noah Sagan and the actor Victoria Morales. Behind-the-scenes documentary and photos, deleted scenes, and 2 very short trailers, which is an odd way to set up trailers in your copy, but okay, cool. Blood Relatives. Anybody else seen this one?
Looks horrible, but I will watch literally any vampire movie, so I probably should see this.
It's on Shudder, from what I hear.
I don't have Shudder.
We can get you a login, I'm sure.
You're
All
gonna
right.
get shut down again, man.
Maybe. Man, I am so curious to hear what you think about Johnny Rotten's art showing up everywhere lately, because OCN is using him a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot. Well, I mean, I think I expressed it before, but like any art or artist can work for any title.
Yep.
Like, I kind of suspect the artwork, this artist, and the titles don't have anything to do with each other.
Right.
Like, because I don't hate this at all, but does it fit the movie? I don't know. Like,
No idea.
I would be surprised that there's that many films they're putting out that this artwork is appropriate for.
That's a good question. I'm very curious.
I haven't seen the film, so I can't really judge. I haven't seen the films, but because I kind of think it's kind of cool if it works for the film.
Right. So this is another Shudder title. This also came out in 2022, like Blood Relatives. This one is 20-something Teddy lives in a foster home and works as a temp in a massage parlor. Rebecca's girlfriend will soon graduate. A scorching hot summer begins, but Teddy is scratched by a beast in the woods, the wolf that local angry farmers have been hunting for months. As weeks go by, animal pulsions soon start to overcome the young man. And that's all we got. This is Region A Locked. We got an interview with the directors, some deleted scenes, storyboard gallery, and that is it. Yeah. I don't know.
So it's essentially a werewolf movie.
That's what it sounds like, I think. Called Teddy, I get it. Yeah, he was great on The Sadness, Josh. And then he, I couldn't show him if I did have him nearby, but Jesse over at Cauldron just used him for the stickers for Conquest, and those are freaking great. They work really well on the Conquest stickers. I'm really glad they did not use them for the cover, but as a little bonus item, it was really good. It was hilarious. So yeah, Teddy from Shudder.
Yeah, like I said, like the art, just hopefully it's appropriate for the film.
Josh's one-line review, mostly forgettable. Next up, we've got Brotherhood of Blood with a wild cover on this one. This is from Wild Eye, and
you're pushing the limits of I'll watch any vampire movie.
The first word of the synopsis is vampire, I gotta admit. So Wild Eye in 2007 released Brotherhood of Blood. This is starring Sid Haig and Ken Foray and Victoria Pratt, and I think one other big name. Nope, that's it. We got a director's commentary that's brand new, archival commentary with Sid Haig, brand new director interview, and then some other archival stuff in it. But it always kind of weirds me out when Wild Eye is getting a film released through Vinegar Syndrome with a brand new slipcover, and people are going crazy for it, when a lot of the Wild Eye movies were like $3 on DVD for years, and they moved like no copies of any of them.
I don't think I'm breaking the story here, but Vinegar Syndrome is a cult.
Whoa! What? What?
They can do no wrong, and you must buy everything.
I feel compelled to go log in. Yeah, I don't know. I like Sid Haig, but a lot of the later stuff was not my cup of tea. So pushing on. Film Movement, who does a lot of really great movies. They are putting out Bushido from 2024. This genuinely looks really great, actually. This is from the acclaimed director Kazuya Shirashi's first entry in the genre. It is not only a great return to form reminiscent of the golden age of samurai cinema, that's a quote from Asian Movie Pulse, but it is an elegant, ferocious epic designed to be hailed as a new classic. This is Region A Locked, has a making of featurette and a 16-page booklet with writing by Haley Scanlon. And yeah, I'm very into this sort of thing.
Is Film Movement there? I know that there's a partner label that has been releasing titles through Vinegar Syndrome that they've already released themselves on their own website and are usually still available. The Vinegar Syndrome has like a new slipcover.
Yep, that is pretty much exactly it. Yeah.
Okay. Because there was another martial arts film, and I thought it was Film Movement. And I did really like the slipcover that Vinegar Syndrome had, but I looked on their website. I'm like, oh, I can get it without the slipcover cheaper.
Way cheaper. And Film Movement, I don't know if they've got a special deal with Vinegar Syndrome. Film Movement has sales like a lot, like very often. They may come in like their old blue case instead of the Vinegar Syndrome case, but I mean, if you can get it for like $7 cheaper,
yeah, that's what I did.
Right. So good stuff.
Yeah, it's great cover.
Next one from Film Movement is My Sunshine from 2024. Another interesting slipcover on this one. Not bad, but I like the back more than the front, I think. This one says, one winter on the Japanese island of Hokkaido, a young boy named Takuya has resigned himself to the fact that he's the worst player on his ice hockey team. While practicing, he becomes transfixed by the figure skaters who share the ice rink, particularly Sakura, a rising star from Tokyo. Her coach, Arakawa, takes an interest in Takuya, seeing himself in the young boy. He pairs the two up and trains them as a competitive ice dancing duo. Although tentative with each other at first, the kids eventually grow closer and form a deep bond with their supportive coach. But as the winter continues, unspoken feelings begin to surface, and the harmony the trio once knew begins to falter. This is Region A Locked, has a new interview with the director and a 16-page booklet with writing by Robert Daniels. Is this a Craig type of movie?
It sounds like a less fun Blades of Steel.
Yep. Yep.
I do kind of like the cover art. Like you said, the back is probably a little better than the front, but it kind
They
of
both
works.
look good.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Not my kind of movie, though.
I assumed as much. Maybe we're luckier with this one, which is
No.
Roman Porno Reboot Collection. I knew this was coming. It was so funny. So this is Film Movement as well. They are putting out this box set of Roman Porno Reboot Collection Volume 1, which means there's another collection coming of these. These are films from 2016, and we've got Anti-Porno, Aroused by Gymnopodes, I think is how you say it. Don't quote me on that one. Dawn of the Felines, Wet Woman in the Wind, and White Lily. On these, it is a 4-disc Region A locked set, making of featurettes, casting crew introductions on all films and English subs. And at least one of these is a good movie, is what I'll say.
And who's putting this out?
This is also Film Movement.
Huh. There's money in them there, titties.
It's true. There's a lot of things and a lot of them titties.
Yeah, there seems to be more and more people are just like, yeah, let's just put out porn. It makes money.
I mean, to be fair, this has a movie called Anti-Porno, so you could argue this is anti-porn, actually.
Sure, you could argue that.
You wouldn't be very successful, but you could. All right. White River is the next film, also by Film Movement. If you'll notice, this is the 4th release in a row that I'm talking about Film Movement. And one of those 4 was a box set that even as a subscriber cost, I think, like $40. That's a lot for one partner label in 1 month. Just going to point out. White River is from 2023. And it sounds pretty good. It's from a first-time female director. It's got an interview on this with the director, interview with one of the actresses, and a 16-page book by film critic Shea-Chi Chin. And I am curious about this one.
I mean, I could just be a pervert, but that seems like a really dirty cover.
I think it's meant to be, sir.
That said, really well done. Like,
it is
that is
great
a fantastic cover. But I mean, you get banned for a link, but that's okay.
It is okay. Is there some sort of innuendo with the word flower? I'm not sure what you mean.
No, yeah, I don't know.
And just for the record, that is, if I'm looking closely, right, that is a brown eye, or never mind. That was a bad joke. All right, let's go to the next one. Butcher's Bluff is the next title. It's from Dark Star Pictures. This is from 2023, and it says 4 film students investigating the Hogman legend in Emerald Falls discover the masked killer may be real. As they uncover the town's dark past, they must solve the mystery before becoming the next victims of his brutal force. Jeremy London is in this film. That was a name that took me by surprise. Region A locked. It's got a concept trailer from 2019 before they made this, and then a music video and a short film. Butcher's Bluff. Any thoughts from you?
I don't know anything about it. The pretty decent cover art. But yeah, I don't know. It could be amazing. It could be horrible. I have no idea.
I agree. But with it being Dark Star Pictures, I will say I'm not super confident I would love this movie. Next up, we've got Dark Horse from 2012, and this is a Todd Solondz film. This is being put out.
Who's putting this out?
Brainstorm Media.
Do I know them? That
Probably not.
Familiar.
They're like a year old, maybe slightly older as a partner label.
How the fuck did they get Todd Solondz?
It's a great question.
Fuck.
I love that you're learning about this in real time.
Well, yes, because I love Todd Solondz films. We've been wanting. I mean, it was a dream of ours to put out Happiness, which Criterion grabbed, and they've done some of his other films, and then now this through a partner label.
Yeah,
kind of amazing. Maybe they know somebody. I don't know, but that means I'm going to have to buy this.
Yeah, Dark Horse from 2012, directed by Todd Solondz, starring Jonathan Gelber, Selma Blair, Mia Farrow, Christopher Walken, Justin Bartha, Donna Murphy. This has a new interview even on the disc with Todd Solondz. We got a booklet with new writing by A.S. Hamra, and that is it on this one.
Okay. I'm not going to say we could have done better. I would never say that. I did see this at the New Art. They did a Q&A with Todd Solondz afterwards, and I believe this is the film where he had said that he wanted a clip from Seinfeld and couldn't afford it. So he hired the actress who played George's mom, and he wrote a 5 or 10 second, a 5-second scene for her to read that sounded like it was from Seinfeld, and her voice is so distinct that you think it's a Seinfeld episode you're hearing playing in the background, but it's not, because he couldn't afford that. That's genius.
It is. It really is. That is amazing. Wow. All right. Yeah, Todd Solondz.
We're big fans.
Yeah. You've talked about him quite a few times. Yeah. Well, is Happiness your favorite Todd Solondz?
Yeah, because it's just so messed up.
Yep. That's all we need to hear.
I mean, literally one of my favorite things of ever recommending a movie to somebody was recommending that to a coworker. And then coming back to work on Monday, and he had watched it over the weekend, and the look on his face when he saw me that's all I needed. I was just like, he never saw me the same way again.
You ruined that guy's life. I will say. I love it. All right. Next up is from Saturn's Core, David the Rock Nelson Collection, Volume 3. This is all from 2002. And this is David the Rock Nelson is your Rod Serling style host, presenting 3 terrifying tales of backyard monsters run amok. And this is region free. We got the uncut 137-minute feature with an optional introduction by David the Rock Nelson himself. Monster Tales VHS version. We got bloopers, an additional 45 minutes of new exclusive rock talk with David the Rock Nelson, archival intro and outro, a short film from 93. The short film's probably about 48 minutes there. New interview with Nelson, moderated by Leonard Hayhurst. New rock appreciation featurette featuring interviews with Rondo Adams, Kevin Slick, and the actor Daniel Roebuck, and some other things on the disc. They got a lot of stuff on the disc, and also the David the Rock Nelson collection. No? Okay. I was waiting for anything. All right. Next up is from Umbrella. They are putting out Desolation Angels from 1982, and this is yet another one where I feel like the slipcover does not really feel like Desolation Angels from 1982. This says, let's see, released in the U.S. under the far more generic title Fair Game, Desolation Angels boast I lost my eyes. Harrowing game of cat and mouse and star turns from Carrie Mack and the alluring Karen West, and accompanied by classic tracks from Cold Chisel. This is supposedly pretty good. I'm not seeing this one. It's got an audio commentary from 2024 when Umbrella released this in Australia. It's also got The Car as a Villain in Australian Cinema, visual essay by Stephen Bagg. We got an Aussie car movie trailer reel. That's a pretty fun idea. And then a 1983 AFI trialer, and that is it.
I liked how you pronounce trialer.
Did you see why?
Yes. Well, visual essay on cars as villains. I would watch that.
I would too.
The lead actress being the 1990 Playmate of the Year does not bode well for the acting chops. But that visual essay sounds very interesting.
It does. This was also in one of their Ozploitation sets that they put out. I need to watch this. It sounds fun, I think. But yeah, the visual essay sounds great.
It could actually end up being one of those movies that's just like, well, this is so stupid, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
If they embrace, like, I like it when something embraces the fact that it's what it is. You know what I mean? Whether it's
Fully
good,
agreed.
bad, or whatever. But like, if you are trying to be serious and failing, there's really nothing worse than that.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is kind of funny that the complete tangent here, but I'm old enough to remember when Showgirls came out in the theater, and I love the fact that everyone now views it as a camp comedy, but that is not how it was sold when it came out.
Right.
Whether that was marketing doing it wrong, and it was always supposed to be a camp comedy,
Which it was.
but it's just kind of crazy that why would you try and sell that as a serious film? Because you go in with that expectation, and then you're given this ridiculous film. Like,
Right.
of course people are going to hate it. Like, you told me it was something else. Like,
Yep. And that's why I hate most modern trailers.
and that wasn't even modern. That was
right.
That was back when trailers were still usually pretty good.
They have mostly gotten terrible.
Oh, they're awful. It's kind of funny that was I've told the story before, but I had a choice. It's like the biggest, crossroads. The wonder what if of my life was I took a job at IMAX, but I had two job offers, and the other one was to work in trailer editing, which was what my kind of true love was.
Yeah.
And to think that if I took that path, I'd probably be forced to cut these god awful trailers that everyone puts out today. I only recently do I now realize, like, wow, I think I dodged a bullet. Because I can't imagine loving cutting trailers and being forced to cut the garbage that's put out now, because I don't blame the editors.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't get it. I'm very curious. Do they even get proper direction of what to do, or is it just somebody saying reveal the film, basically?
Yeah, I mean, they essentially. I feel like the instruction is boil this entire film down into under 3 minutes.
Right.
Like the entire film. We want people to know exactly what happens in the beginning, middle, and
Everything.
end.
Yeah.
And then we're going to lay over this generic driving, thumping music to it. And it doesn't matter if it's a children's animated film or like the next Sam Raimi horror film, and the sound design is going to be the same no matter what.
Right.
They're awful. Another tangent. Let's move on.
You know what's funny is when you said another tangent, I was like, okay, what's the next one? All right, so that is Desolation Angels. Let's go to AGFA, who is putting out one that I'm actually super interested in. Girl Internet Show, a Katie Kelly mixtape from 2023. First off, I'm a sucker for AGFA's art. I feel like this is really fun most of the time. I like how they put a lot of these together that really fit the feeling of what they do. But meet Katie Kelly, the late outsider video artist whose subversive online uploads push the boundaries of the digital form. Girl Internet Show, a Katie Kelly mixtape unearths and reintroduces a surreal singular body of work by the enigmatic artist. For nearly a decade before her passing in 2019, Kelly ran Girl Internet Show, a YouTube channel, parasocial experiment, an epically deranged one-woman universe built from scratch in her bedroom. This handmade mixtape from Jane Schoenbrunn from I Saw the TV Glow and Jordan Whipple features a lovingly curated selection of Kelly's online work, unreleased videos, and total body removal surgery, her first and final short film opus. This is region-free. We got Inside the Body, the making of total body removal surgery, a short called Spring Barbies, Spring Barbies behind the scenes, photo gallery, prop purgatory, photo gallery, It Girl, Marva the MILF, the complete series, which is 14 episodes, and that is it. But it is really interesting to see modern internet culture kind of capsulized like this and done in a way that I had no idea about this little network, and I always love stuff like that.
I'm glad this exists, but I'm pretty sure I'd hate it.
Yeah. I would have said the same thing about you. I love diving into stuff like this. I gotta be honest. All right, that's AGFA. Then we've got Life Changer. This one is coming from Dark Star Pictures as well. Very, very Dark Star Pictures slipcover on this one.
That front cover is fantastic.
It's pretty good, yeah. Drew has an identity problem. Every few days, he has to shapeshift or face a painful death. That's a very interesting first couple sentences in a synopsis. He has to find someone to make a copy. He takes everything, their looks, memories, hopes, and dreams, their entire life. He becomes them, and they die horribly. Lately, the changes are becoming more frequent. Facing his imminent death, Drew sets out on one final blood-soaked mission. This is Region A locked. We got a new commentary with the writer-director, Justin McConnell. New interview with Justin McConnell. We've got some archival extras, including 2 different commentaries. So you got 3 commentaries on this whole thing. We got a making of. We got deleted scenes. We've got the original score by Sean Motley with a BD-ROM link, which that's getting more and more rare. Trailer, still gallery, and storyboards, a short film from 2020. Then we got The Collapse from 2012. First time on Blu-ray. It is an 83-minute feature film. We've got a new commentary with Justin McConnell on that one and some archival extras on that one. So it is a double feature. I've heard Life Changer is good. I have never seen this, and I want to see this.
Is all of that on a single disc?
All of that is on a single disc.
So you got the feature, you got an 83-minute second feature, and you've got a 70-something minute bonus feature. Okay.
And short films and like 5 commentaries.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's some compression.
That is a lot. This one, I've actually been hearing pretty good things about this one. Music Box putting out Mr. K. Mr. K is the brand new Crispin Glover film.
I'm intrigued. And I like Crispin Glover because he's weird. And who did that cover art? I like it.
That is a great question, and I will figure it out for you in 1 second. So this one says, traveling magician Mr. K, played by Crispin Glover, is down on his luck. Business is slow, and the few gigs he's picked up along the road and have left him adrift. After spending the night in a remote hotel, he is alarmed when he discovers that he is unable to find the exit. As he explores the maze-like corridors, he hears strange noises and encounters a series of curious inhabitants who have formed their own factions within the walls of the hotel. Alone and afraid, he starts mapping out the corridors, desperately hoping to get to the bottom of the building's layout before it is too late. And stuck more hopelessly than ever and about to give up, he makes a bizarre discovery that will change everything, and it is starring Crispin Glover. Like we said, the slipcover on this one was limited. It has sold out, and it was designed by Adam Juresko. That's not a name I recognize.
No, I'm going to have to look him up.
Adam Juresko.
Yeah, great cover. And that sounds fantastic. I want to see this.
This is directed by Tallulah H. Schwab. Why do I recognize that name? That's a good question. We're going to interview with Crispin Glover on the disc and Tallulah for Collider, the first cut short film, and that is it. I adore Crispin. I feel like this was a must.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Yeah. All right. That was
just 2024.
Yeah, and it really didn't circulate until last year.
How have I never heard of it?
It's a great question.
That sucks. Like, it's a big name lead. Sounds fantastic. Nothing.
It did play in LA. I know that. And I know that you don't get to pay attention to all that much. But I know that it was out there more than just festivals.
All right. I want to see it.
Tallulah, I had to look up. I thought she had done something else. She also did Confetti Harvest. I had not heard of that one. Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of other shorts. Man, that is interesting. Yeah, she hadn't done anything for a decade prior to this. That's wild. All right.
Everything about that release just screams buy. Not this one, the previous one.
Wonderful timing to change the cover.
Yes, that one screams by me.
So that's funny. This one was a buy for me as well. This is getting put out by Connie Releasing, who is kind of always amazing. This is My Name Ain't Susie from 1985. And this says, in her ambitious follow-up to Maybe It's Love, Angie Chen offers a rebuke to the colonial imagination of films such as The World of Susie Wong. Instead, she brings the Hong Kong of the 50s and 60s to life on her own terms with the story of Shui Mei, a saltwater girl from the outskirts of the city who finds a way out of poverty in the red light district of Wan Chai, Hong Kong. Over the years, she rises through the ranks, discovering a world of equal hardship and sisterly camaraderie where colorful characters abound. Among them, Jimmy, played by Anthony frickin' Wong in his debut role, a mixed-race kid looking for his father in the crowd of thirsty American sailors. This is written by John Chan Kun Chung, who also wrote My Heart Is That Eternal Rose. And My Name Ain't Susie brings a new wave sensibility to the waning years of the Shaw Brothers studio with a decade-spanning epic that resourcefully reconstructs a bygone era of Cantonese cinema. Yeah, this sounds...
That sounds terrific. I don't super love the cover art, but that story sounds great. I want to see this.
I do love the cover art. I feel like this is perfect. I also love the back of this one. Both of these are really great. Directed by Angie Chen. This is Region A locked, a newly commissioned 2K restoration from the OCN and Best Surviving Elements mixed. We get an interview with Angie Chen that's brand new, interview with the screenwriter and planner John Chan that's brand new, Becoming Jimmy on a featurette on casting Anthony Wong with Angie Chen, John Chan, and Anthony Wong. That is brand new as well. We got Angie Chen speaking on working in Hong Kong. That is new. The original trailer and then a booklet with some new writing in it. Yeah, I mean, this sounded incredible.
And who's putting this one out?
Connie Releasing.
Yeah, there's been 2 or 3 tonight that are kind of must buys.
Next up, Phantom Beirut is the next one from several futures, which I am trying to remember if I have anything from them yet. This is a 1998 film, and this has Lebanon at the end of the 80s. Ghassan Salab's debut follows Khalil as he returns to Beirut under a new identity, forced to confront the old friends and comrades he left behind following his faked death a decade earlier. Phantom Beirut is a haunting exploration of the official silences and collective amnesias that stalk the lives of those who live through conflict, which also sounds pretty damn good. This is a Region A locked disc. Got a short film that is about the insomniac filmmaker Salab. We got a booklet featuring a new essay by film critic Oiko Soifogu. That's probably butchered. I apologize. Does this sound like a Craig movie?
Yes. Not one I would rush out to see, but one that if I saw it, I'd probably be like, yeah, that was pretty good.
That sounds just like me. All right. On to the next one that I did have to get pretty quickly, I think. This is from Circle Collective, and they are putting out Pools from 2024. Been hearing about this one a while. I wanted to see this one back in 2024. It did not play near me, I don't think. And if it did, I certainly missed it. This one says, stuck in summer school with one day to get her life back together or get kicked out, Kennedy defies all responsibilities and rallies a ragtag crew for a midnight pool hopping adventure through the lavish estates of her college town. But as the secrets spill, this wild escape becomes a cathartic journey of self-discovery. And that just sounds like a really fun companion to the swimmer, I gotta be honest. This one, starring Odessa Azion, who was great in the old Timothy Chalamet's movie that just came out a couple months ago. We got Ariel Winter in this, who's usually pretty great. We got Mason Gooding in this, who has been in a bunch of the up-and-coming horror films lately. Tyler Alvarez, sounds good. Region A locked Blu-ray, some behind-the-scenes stuff, behind-the-scenes video, alternate poster designs, American Cinematheque screening Q&As, 3 of them that were filmed. Pool party event and premiere photos. LA premiere at Britney Spears' mansion. New York premiere at Arlo Williamsburg. We got the Chicago premiere at the Music Box. Red carpet at the New Art and Laurel Canyon after party. Lots of that sort of thing. Anything pulling you in for this one?
Like, similar vibes to the last one. It was like, I wouldn't rush out to see it, but if I saw it, I'd probably be like, yeah, it was pretty good.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, I love the people in this movie, so I definitely wanted to see this one. Next up, Residency is the new title that is coming from Factory 25. This is from 2024. It says, during a winter-long residency in Brooklyn, 10 obsessive female artists succumb to the darkness of their creative fascinations. Yeah, that is a crazy, interesting, like one-sentence synopsis and covered together that makes me feel like I'd like this. And then maybe also hate it at the same time. This has deleted scenes, outtakes, and behind the scenes, last call short film, and a 32-page booklet. And yeah, Factory 25 doing some good stuff. I'm curious on this one. 10 different directors, or one director, 10 different stars, and they are a wide variety of artists, it looks like. Next up, we have Canadian International Pictures putting out The Rubber Gun with this not suggestive slipcover at all. This is from 1977. Here is the other side of the slipcover. And this one is featuring 7 songs by acclaimed Leonard Cohen collaborator Louis Fury, the directorial debut of Alan Moyle, who also did Times Square and Pump Up the Volume and Empire Records. Region A locked Blu-ray, newly scanned and restored in 2K from the original 16mm A and B negatives by CIP. New interviews with actor and co-writer Stephen Lack. A bunch of new interviews, including with Alan Moyle. American Cinematheque Q&A post-screening discussion with Moyle. Fantasia Fest intro and Q&A. Original theatrical outro song, booklet with new essays. Yeah. Have you seen The Rubber Gun? I have not.
I've seen one shot that was severely scratched that I fixed. Unless they're listening, they probably don't know I did it.
Yeah. I'm curious to see this one. Hey, look at those pink circles. Go ahead.
No, I just saw, it's like, oh, Will's already pre-ordered this one.
Oh, absolutely. This is Rolls Royce, baby. Jess Franco's Rolls Royce.
How is there 2 or 3 Jess Franco films being released like every single fucking month? If not one every week. Like, I can't remember an episode of your show where there hasn't been at least one available.
That's not entirely true. But also, the funniest part of this is, if I remember right, Jess Franco didn't really do much on this one. In fact, I think it's mostly Dietrich that directed this. Yeah, so this is part Franco, part Dietrich. All Lena is what they're using as the tag on here. Yeah, this is coming from Delirium Home Video, which does not have a great track record on certain things, but they're doing what they can, I think, I hope. Lena Romay is the star of this one, and you get to see a lot of her. We got a commentary by Chris Alexander. We got an interview with the writer David McGillivray on Rolls Royce Baby. Lena Romay photo gallery, and the original trailer, and some other Erwin C. Dietrich trailers. Have you liked any Jess Franco? Have you seen any Jess Franco films?
I've only seen one. I saw his, I think it was his Dracula, which surprised me. It was fine. But everything I've heard about Jess Franco, I was expecting, the last thing I was expecting was it to be kind of dull, and it was a little dull.
Yeah.
But Will had said, yeah, that's probably not, that's not typical of his filmmaking. No. So yeah, I that's the only one I've seen. So I have nothing to judge Will's obsession on other than that. So that's not enough to judge him too harshly.
Well, you know, I got to ask. Kurgan is asking in the comments, when is Deaf Crocodile going to hop on the Franco wagon? There's plenty left.
You know, we should talk to Will, and he can tell us what's the most Deaf Crocodile Jess Franco film.
That's a good question.
That hasn't already been put out.
That's a good question. Yeah,
Because I'm not opposed to it. And apparently, they sell well.
they absolutely do. They do. All right, going to our next title. Severin announced a bunch of titles. The first being a box set of disco-sploitation films out of Italy. These are coming on July 28th on Blu-ray from Severin. It is a box set including American Fever and Grease Rock and John Travolta, The Face with Two Left Feet. Yes, that is the name of the box or the film. John Travolta, The Face with Two Left Feet. Good God.
I'm guessing likeness rights were not gotten for this.
I mean, it is a guy from the film, and that's not John Travolta. So all they had to do was use his likeness
they just found a guy that looked like John Travolta
to be in the film. Yes.
Okay, so workaround.
It works, obviously. American Fever has a commentary with Nathaniel Thompson and Howard S. Berger. We got a Birth of Disco and the Road to Italy's American Fever interview with Alan Jones, who wrote the book on this subject, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Grease Rock has a commentary with Nathaniel Thompson and Eugenio Ercolani. We got an interview with Alan Jones on that one as well. And then John Travolta, The Face with Two Left Feet. We get a commentary with Nathaniel Thompson, Eugenio Ercolani, and Howard S. Berger. They all joined forces together. Then we got The Show's Over, John Travolta, and the End of Disco film, interview with Alan Jones. Bonus disc. We got a soundtrack CD for that one. Is disco exploitation calling your name, Craig?
Not really.
You don't want to see American Fever?
No, not really. I'd rather just watch the original, like Staying Alive and Saturday Night Fever, and I mean those are bad enough.
Mr. Fatman says the shocking thing is that there's enough for a second volume of disco exploitation films.
It seems like there's probably more disco exploitation, disco exploitation, whatever the word is. There's probably more ripoffs than there were original films.
Reggie is asking if John Travolta was in Tomorrow. That would have been hilarious.
I don't think he was.
See one of the aliens?
It could be, you know?
It's true. All right, so that is the first release coming this month. The second, Threads on 4K Blu-ray dual format. The film that lots of people say is great and they never want to see it again. This is from 1984. The worldwide UHD premiere. It's a 3-disc collection with 7 hours of special features and bonus documentary called Survivors: The Spectre of Threads. This has commentary with Mick Jackson, moderated by Kayla Janice and David Gregory themselves. We had a commentary with one of the actresses in the film, and then the television historian Simon Farquhar. Then the Blu-ray disc has a bunch of other special features, including interviews on there. And then that third Blu-ray is the documentary Survivors: The Spectre of Threads. Lots of stuff in this one. Have you seen Threads?
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of Threads. It's a nuclear war disaster film.
That doesn't sound fun.
Sunday, September 23rd, 1984, Threads was broadcast on BBC Two. It was written by novelist and playwright Barry Hines and directed by BAFTA winner Mick Jackson. The film depicts the effects of thermonuclear attack on the working-class city of Sheffield. 4 months later, the film was shown on American cable TV, and in both countries, the graphic horrors of detonation, societal collapse, and nuclear winter were indelibly seared into tens of millions of homes.
You're probably not old enough to remember how scared everyone was of nuclear war. But yeah, there were a handful of films that came out in the 80s that were just fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
This sounds like it was one I didn't see.
Did you see Testament?
I did not see Testament either.
That's the one Criterion just put that one out.
That's the slipcover.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very effective slipcover.
It sure is.
The standard edition cover is pretty awful. But the slipcover, well, no, it's a reversible, I guess.
Yep.
Keep it reversed.
Hilarious. All right. Next one is The War Game. This is also coming on 4K Blu-ray dual format from Severin on July 28th. This is a 2-disc collection with over 5 hours of special features, authorized reprint of the War Game book, and a limited edition set of postcards and more. So this says, in 1965, filmmaker Peter Watkins recruited 350 amateur actors, utilized direct quotes from civil defense manuals, and employed newsreel-like recreations to craft a BBC documentary drama that depicted a nuclear attack on Great Britain. The network condemned the finished film as too horrifying and refused to broadcast it, yet they put out threads 20 years later. Watkins' masterpiece subsequently received a special award at the 1966 Venice Film Festival, won the 67 Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. The BBC would not air his chillingly different, enduringly brilliant film until 3 decades later. It says a commentary with Kim Newman and Sean Hogan. It's got an introduction by Alex Cox on the Blu-ray side. We had a commentary on the Blu-ray. It's the same one as on the 4K. Some interviews on here. Visual essay by Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Stephen Broomer, 2 people that have frequently been on some Deaf Crocodile releases. We got some featurettes, some other interviews, and then, the big thing is that they are reprinting the book for this that has been long unable to get. It is an authorized reprinting of the 1967 book. There is a Ray Lowry postcard set reprinted here in cooperation with the Ray Lowry estate, and then a new postcard designed by Rob Carmichael at Scene Studio. And all of that is pretty cool, that they're going back and doing the ephemera with it. I do like that. The book itself, that's a pretty cool thing to do.
This one sounds more interesting to me than the last one. The black and white cover, I don't know enough about the film, but is it supposed to look like Cards Against Humanity?
I think this is the book, actually.
Okay.
I think. I can't tell. Or either that or this is a slipcover inside the slipcase? I'm not entirely sure.
But yeah, it just screams Cards Against Humanity.
A little bit it does, yes. That font is...
That font in stark black and white?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, look at that. Waxwing Davian says a PDF of the book was on the BFI release of the War Game. That is interesting. But not the actual print version. Okay. Interesting. All right. Then, this is the first release from the new Kayla Janice boutique label that she's doing with Severin called Spectacular Optical, and they are putting out a Blu-ray release of A Year in Field from 2023. This is Weathering the Elements in the center of a field in West Cornwall is the Longstone, a natural relic that has quietly witnessed 4,000 years of tumultuous history. BAFTA-winning documentarian Christopher Morris's elegiac, meditative yet profoundly important film is the record of a year in the life of the monolith, beginning on winter solstice 2020, as the order of the natural world began unraveling around the globe and the threat of extreme climate change became a reality. So it's an optimistic film. Beautifully shot with a richly layered sound design, the film meditates on the passage of time through its appreciation of nature, highlighting the subtle changes of the seasons, but also the need to act in order to battle man-made changes that will forever change our planet. I love that Kayla is doing this. I love that she's stepping into curating her own line under Severin. She's got lots of resources with her. We got an introduction by Christopher Morris recorded for the Give Me Some Truth Film Festival here. More Than Slow Cinema, Christopher Morris and the producer are speaking about the film. Paranormal in the West Country, an interview with the Stone Club's Lally Macbeth and Matthew Shaw. Q&A at the Philosophical Research Society. I've heard of that place. Moderated by Will Sheff of Okerville River. And then an interview with Christopher Morris at the Zurich Film Festival. A short film by the director. Another short film, this one by Adam Scoville. And a trailer. This is really interesting sounding release.
Great cover art, too.
Yeah.
And I can't help, after hearing the description of the film, it's like somewhat depressing, but that rock... Don't give a shit. Long after we've destroyed the planet. See, the thing is, we won't destroy the planet. We'll just destroy it for us.
That's true.
The planet will just keep on trucking, and that rock will still be there.
Yep. That is true. Then some...
What's with all the disco?
You could buy individual merch items with that disco box set. They're putting out Alan Jones's book, Discomania. He's the guy that's all over those Blu-rays. We got a John Travolta shot glass if you really want it. There's also a Threads traffic warden enamel pin. He is the most evocative character from the film. I know that you're all about the John Travolta shot glass, so
I don't mind that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's a weird digital mock-up, though, because how is his hand above the rim of the glass?
Because it's looking up. This is the front rim, and that is the back rim.
That's quite an optical illusion you got going on.
It is. And if that's not enough, you've got bundles from Severin. If you want to save a little bit of money and put some stuff together, you can get Threads, the War Game, both 4Ks, and the enamel pin all together, and that includes the reprint of the War Game book. That is $88. That's the slit your wrists bundle. It's the 4K Fallout bundle. So basically, you've got the Monolith bundle. This has a year in field, and it's got a limited edition coaster set with this, and that is $43. Then you've got Disco Inferno bundle. It's got the box set, the book, the John Travolta shot glass. That is $124. Or you've got the Scorched Earth bundle. It's got Threads, the War Game, the enamel pin, and a year in field, plus the coasters. That's $126. And then the everything bundle, everything I just said, $247 for everything. How many of these bundles did you pre-order, Craig? That's a lot of stuff in 1 month.
A lot of stuff.
Severin is pumping out some titles.
And all that merch. Merch is difficult.
I was about to say, merch is hard to design properly.
Well, design properly. Plus, if they're doing bundles, this isn't print on demand, so they had to buy that stuff.
Yes, they did.
And if it's limited to 75, that means they weren't super cheap because they weren't buying in massive bulk.
Well, this bundle is limited to 75. They also have this bundle limited to 75, and this bundle that is not limited at all, and this bundle that's limited to 75. So of the coasters alone, they've got 225 coasters.
Okay, that's still not a ton to get a really good discount on. Merch is rough, man.
As somebody who is currently producing a Severin box set, I will say the rooms about Severin's pitch meetings and stuff, kind of genuinely crazy. The stuff that they are like, could we do that? Is wild. TB Kane, you are correct.
I do like the idea of coasters. We made some coasters didn't make them. We did print on demand, but for Solomon King, I think we sold 2. Because they're not cheap. They're nice coasters, but that's the problem with a lot of merch is it ain't cheap to get custom merch.
Yeah, and doing it right, it is not easy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Those I don't know what they're made of, but those look really cool. I like the design on them.
Yeah. Let's see. Mozart's Ghost says the Criterion Pitch Room, Kubrick box set, Severin Pitch Room, John Travolta. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Reggie wants to know, will Antenna be including merchandise with their physical releases? I mean, I can't answer that yet. But yeah, we're looking at some stuff. Yeah, probably. I am a sucker for good merch. Let me say it this way. I'm not a sucker for tchotchkes like Severin. Okay. I'm a sucker because I've got a lot of them in this room, but I'm not somebody that wants to put out a lot of tchotchkes. I do have it in my mind that I definitely want people to be able to get merch with films that are actually useful. And so we're looking at some functional things. Yeah.
Like the mugs we have are,
great.
You can use them,
Yeah. The coasters here, these are genuinely decent looking coasters.
Yeah, those are cool looking coasters.
In many houses. Things like the shot glass. It's silly. Honestly, if you're a drinker, it might be worth it to get the shot glass. No big deal with that. I'm not against that fully. But I don't need any more black shirts. That's a big one. I don't need. Oh, what else don't I need? I don't need art cards, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I know you're a big fan of art cards.
Posters are even a hard pull for me. It has to be a really great set of art, and specifically like a rolled, properly done poster for me to really want it. So, right.
I've run out of wall space. Like I've got things framed that sit in a corner now, and I feel like I'm a weird like micro museum, and I have to just rotate what's up on the walls.
Yeah, I've got. I mean. My closet of shame here that I've talked about many times. I've got so many posters. I need to open a store and just sell posters out of the side of it.
You do?
Yeah, it could do well. All right. Kino coming soon. We are, by the way, out of all the OCN and Severn, by the way, finally. Coming soon from Kino on Blu-ray is The Spy with a Cold Nose, which I saw this poster and I had no idea if this was real or not. This sounds wild. Brand new HD master from a 4K scan of the OCN, and they're putting it out on Blu-ray. Who's not going to buy The Spy with the Cold Nose on 4K? This says a dog with a spying device under its skin is sent to the Russian government as a present. When the Russians send the dog to a veterinary hospital, British intelligence must get to the dog first and retrieve the spying device. This is starring Lawrence Harvey and Lionel Jeffries. And who's this one directed by? Directed by Daniel Petrie. I don't know any Daniel Petrie films. This sounds wild.
It does sound wild. I'm assuming that's the original poster art. And a movie with that premise got that level of poster art. Like, that's friggin' phenomenal. I mean, the poster art alone is selling me on this. I love a spy movie. It sounds like it's a funny spy movie.
It does.
My only reluctance is that someone else will put it out. It's obscure enough that maybe not.
I would say probably not even at that point.
But so many times I've bought a Kino release and then I end up buying it again because Arrow's put it out.
And that means they've done it right.
I'm tired of buying things more than once.
we all are, Craig.
I know, but that's my reluctance with a lot of Kino releases. It's like, it's like very soon afterwards. It's usually Arrow, like, oh yeah, you know that thing they did, we're gonna do it like 10 times better. I'm like, thanks.
Right, which is why not to. What is the best way to say this? Which is why I am upset with Kino right now for getting a film that they have the rights to, that they will be putting out soon, that is very not Kino Lorber, that Deaf Crocodile or Antenna would have done amazing with, and both of those labels had been looking into the rights for, unbeknownst to each other, and I'm still rather pissed off that it was Kino Lorber, because they should not be putting out that film. So we'll talk about that later.
Do I know what this is?
We had talked about it at one point. I am going to send you the message right now.
We're unfortunately we're not as large as Arrow, so we can't be like, well, so what? Do they put it out? We'll put it out too, because we don't sell the numbers Arrow does.
Right. The hard part is this one is very not Kino Lorber.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, I know it. Yeah.
The anger in your voice right then.
Well, it's. I mean, I'm not all that upset about it. It's because we didn't put it out not because Kino took it. Like it was a very difficult.
It's been hard to untangle.
A difficult deal to get done. And then I guess they decided, screw it, we'll just let Kino do it.
Yeah.
Which is the weird thing is that the one of the large reasons that it was difficult was how of a like crazy ornate package they wanted us to do for it. And now Kino's doing it, so it's like, okay, so you went the complete opposite direction.
I never heard that part of the story. They wanted like this big hardcover book, and like, yeah, it was
They wanted this to be a really elaborate set.
The crazy thing, I kind of wish you had said yes now, because it would have been amazing. I know it would have been expensive, but it would have sold probably better than anything else you've put out so far.
And also, it was that film and like three or four others by the same director. Like, it was. Yeah. So
okay,
it was like this major thing, and they were like, it's like, you got to do it this way or nothing, and we're like, all right,
okay,
all right,
nothing.
like, and now
I get it.
And now Kino's putting out a bare bones version.
Yeah, when they announce it, if it's anything that, well, and it's Kino, so it's going to be less than it should be, and it's going to be disappointing. Anyways, this is weird because it's a video.
Hey, look at that.
This is probably a good time to talk about the fact that I was interviewed for the Mitten Record and Physical Media Show. This is happening tomorrow in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Disconnected Antenna, Someone's Favorite Productions, is going to have a table with
seeing the future.
Kind of, in a way.
Wow. Time traveling right here on Disconnected.
Yes. If you're anywhere near the Michigan area, please go check this out. They've got a bunch of vendors there that are just there to hype up physical media. It is a really great first iteration of a show that is essentially a convention just for people that love physical media. And it is going to be lots of vinyl records, lots of films, lots of people that are local to that area, lots of people coming in for it. So if you're into it and you're close, go check out that show, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I've got somebody from the Discord that's going to be standing there working the table all day. Thanks a million, Zach. You're great.
Before we jump on a Bluebeard, I saw a comment that shouldn't go unmentioned. Antenna merch, Ryan, Will, and Jeremy bobbleheads. Fuck yeah.
We would sell like -6 of each of those. Just for the record.
I would buy one. There's one right there. I'm assuming Silent Mandible would be one. There's two.
I don't even know what to say. Let's talk about Bluebeard. We've got 1972's Bluebeard coming to 4K with a brand new SDR master that's done by Studio Canal. Kino is doing that at some point in the future, starring Richard Burton. Sasha says they'd buy all three. I admit Dr. Will probably deserves a bobblehead, especially with the fandom here. I've never seen Bluebeard. Have you seen this?
I haven't either. It sounds interesting, but
yeah.
Speaking of going back to Jeremy, I saw he was on Colbert the other night as well. That same episode that Chris Nolan was on.
Oh, that's got to be a Grohl joke, I guess. I'm assuming. I did not see it. That's pretty good. I need to hear that new record, which supposedly is not very good.
He told the story, which is absolutely something I would do, except with me, no one would give a shit versus Dave Grohl doing it. People would be excited. But he ripped like 20 CDs of the new album before it came out, and he and his daughter made these little cardboard handmade little jackets for it, and then he went around town just hiding them in stores. And so people would come across and go, "What the hell is this?" And it's the new Foo Fighters album before it was like even out,
right?
Which I would 1,000% love to do that with some of our stuff, except people would be like, "What the fuck is this?" and throw it away.
Right. We were talking about clever ways to promote Stolen Kingdom, and we pitched the idea of getting thumb drives and putting like the first third of the movie on there, and literally hiding it in Disneyland, like on the bottom side of handrails and stuff, places where people would easily find it. And I was like, okay, we can probably get away with a couple of them, but who in their right mind is going to Disneyland, finding a thumb drive, and actually put it in their computer?
That's asking for trouble,
right? It does sound fun though, and it would make sense considering everything that just launched for Stolen Kingdom. If you're into puzzle stuff, you might want to go look at the Stolen Kingdom Instagram. Just a heads up for everybody. Next up, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad from 1958, featuring the work of Ray Harryhausen, is getting a freaking 4K release. Brand new 4K restoration from the OCN. It's got Dolby Vision and HDR even. This is pretty exciting. I like Harryhausen stuff.
Yeah,
this is wild.
4K Harryhausen. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's done by Sony, who does pretty great work on discs. Not something I can complain about. Silent Mandible wants to know if they released the first 6. Yes, but it's locked in a box set, so it's pretty expensive. So, all right. Next up, June 29th, Blu-ray and DVD release in the UK from Studio Canal of The Young Ones, coming to their Vintage Classics line. This is starring Cliff Richard. Yeah, not my thing. Featuring a star-making performance from Cliff Richard and a soundtrack of unforgettable musical numbers, including the #1 title hit song, The Young Ones, with some new special features as well. We've got Melvin Hayes talking about The Young Ones, new on the set of The Young Ones with commentary by the stuntman Rocky Taylor. Here we are.
This is a 1960s musical?
It is. So it's your favorite movie.
Yeah, so it's really not up my alley, but I find it fascinating that a 1960s musical, the special feature is an interview with a stuntman.
Yes. Kind of crazy. Silent Mandible is asking, wait, that's a thing. I think he's asking about the first 6 Voyages of Sinbad. No, I just went with your bit and made it up. No, that's not a thing. All right. Next up. Shout Factory announced some titles. End of Watch getting a standard 4K release after it got another 4K release from them because they can't do both at the same time, of course. This is coming on July 28th. I like this movie a lot. Did you ever get to see this one?
I did not, and I don't know why I keep yawning. It's not late here. Sorry.
It's because I am boring. I get
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Unlawful Entry also getting a 4K release long after their very exclusive Blu-ray release that sold out so quickly that they had to add more Blu-ray releases so that they could put it out on 4K 2 years later. July 21st, it is getting a standard 4K here in the US, and it has I think at least one of these are new. They did not mark it as new, but I think some of the extras on here are new. Anyways, this is a really good movie. Ray Liotta is crazy in this, and Craig is going to sleep.
I just can't stop yawning. It's just bizarre.
Okay, Sasha, that was great. They should do beginning of Watch Next and middle of Watch Next. Oh, man, that was top-notch following the Sinbad joke. Unlawful Entry, have you seen this?
I saw it when it came out because I'm old. I honestly don't remember much about it.
I was 5 when this released. Does that help?
Was it say 92?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was 20.
That's not that bad.
I'm not young.
I mean, you're not that old. That's okay. And gosh, we're going to talk about stories that make you sound pretty damn young here soon. July 21st, we got a standalone 4K coming from Shout of Pleasantville to their Shout Select line. This has a 4K scan from the OCN approved by the writer and director Gary Ross with Dolby Vision. Everything on here, I believe, is all archival. I have to imagine this is a movie that you've seen and have some feelings on.
I'm sure I've seen it, but just once. I recall liking it. I should rewatch it.
It is a very good movie, and this should, if done right, look great on 4K. Yeah. This is pretty damn exciting.
And I mean, William H. Macy, J.T. Walsh, Jeff Daniels, like
Joan Allen.
Yeah, like Reese Witherspoon. I mean, pretty damn fine cast. I'm sorry, Tobey Maguire. We listed every other name, and Tobey Maguire.
We didn't say Reese Witherspoon either. Like
I did.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, this is a great movie. I mean, it's Pleasantville. I feel like everybody's seen it. If not, you absolutely should. It is worth the watch.
I like that cover art. Is that new cover art, or is that been used before?
If I remember right, I think this is new cover art. It may have been used as an alt poster because it's certainly not the original poster.
No, that's great. That's well done. I like it.
Next up, the next in their Hong Kong Cinema Classics line is Full Contact from 1992, coming on a big 4K release from them. It's got a 4K scan from the OCN, audio commentary with James Mudge, and an interview with Simon Yam, interview with the martial arts director Ridley Shui. That's probably not how you say that one. But I have not seen this one. I've heard this is great. I definitely want to see this. And it's also got Chow Yun-fat in it, which means it's probably pretty good.
Or at least he is in it.
Always.
Yeah.
All right. Full Contact. Are you checking out any of the John Woo things that Shout's been doing?
I keep putting them in my cart and taking them out, and putting them in my cart and taking them out.
I mean, we should maybe, since you're here and it happened while you were here, say that the Arrow releases with the Tony Stella art are kind of amazing.
Yeah, I'll eventually give in and click, check out.
Hopefully not before the Stella art is gone. Craig is a big fan of Lupin the Third, so I bet he's after this.
Yeah, I need to see this. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was introduced to the whole Lupin the Third through my college roommate who was a Japanese student. We met in class. I kind of wanted to learn a little Japanese. He could use some help with the English, so we hit it off, became good friends. He introduced me to Lupin the Third, and I fell in love. It's such a fun series. They're fun adventure films. Like, can't get enough.
July 28th, G-Kids is releasing a Blu-ray of Lupin the Third, the movie, The Immortal Bloodline from 2025. It's got the Japanese premiere stage greetings, director and cast post-screening discussion, and teasers and trailers. Now, the big question here, is there any bad blood that G-Kids ripped Angel's Egg out of your hands at Deaf Crocodile?
No, there's no bad blood. Like, they had
a shit ton of money.
Way, like the amount they spent for that film is astronomical. Like, it just boggles the mind. Because we had lined up like a loan to get enough to like make a substantial offer, and I think they paid 5 times that. So
holy shit.
So yeah, it's just like, all right, like we're not playing in the big leagues. Sorry, that's not happening.
That is crazy money,
especially for like an art house film with all like maybe 5 minutes of dialogue. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's got to just be a prestige buy that to burnish their rep, and they know that they're going to lose money on it. Like, but again, the only hard feelings is that I'm sure they'll do a decent job, but we would have like pulled out all the stops.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, no, like. You can't compete at that level, so it's like, all right, no, that wasn't going to happen.
Nope. Good luck. Didn't lose that one. I was never playing the right game.
Exactly.
Next one from G-Kids as well. July 14th, a Blu-ray of Witch Watch season. A season, I guess, is what it was called. Season 1. Sorry. I guess I just did not type the word 1. We've got special features on this one. We got an advanced screening documentary, director and cast interviews, Ulron Mirage, textless opening. I don't know anything about Witch Watch.
I've not heard of this one.
Nope. All right, here we go. Sword and the Sorcerer and The People Under the Stairs are getting wide releases of their previously released 4K steelbooks. These were both Amazon exclusives before. Everything else is the same. All that to say, Craig, how do you feel about the art on The Sword and the Sorcerer, which is not an animated film at all?
It's an odd choice, then.
It is an odd choice.
Also, when something is announced as an exclusive and then it's not, that's just bullshit. Someone should bring them to court.
It should. Yes,
like,
indeed.
That's yeah. Like, then it's not exclusive, assholes.
That is the exact opposite of exclusive. That is correct.
Like, people are always asking us, like, are you going to print more of the limited edition? I'm like, listen to the words coming out of your mouth. No,
Yeah.
we are not printing more of the limited edition.
Which, by the way, that is not an uncommon question. Craig literally typed that on social media this week to somebody.
All the time we're asked that. I was just like, if it says limited to 1,250 units, and we printed 1,250 units, why would we make more? Which, honestly, people have said because you could sell more. I'm like, but that would be lying. I'm like, you and I had this conversation, it was earlier today, or earlier this week, that life would be so much easier if we had no morals.
Integrity's a son of a bitch.
It is.
Okay, so Sword and the Sorcerer. This is an odd choice, but for a Wes Craven directed horror movie, this is not an odd choice. This is like appalling. I do not like this art whatsoever.
I've never seen the film, so it's hard for me to judge, but that's not what I would have thought.
This feels like the poster for like a Walking Dead side quest video game.
Yes, it does.
Not a People Under the Stairs 4K steelbook release for Wes Craven. This
is kind of a. I'm not a. Again, people know by now I'm not a huge horror guy, so, but it's kind of a legendary film, right?
It's pretty up there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it. Every time I watch your show, it makes me feel better and better about the art direction choices that we make.
You do well on that front, yes. Hey, guess what? Some more site exclusives are wide releases. These are all coming on July 7th from Shout Factory. The Evil That Men Do. This was sold out. You couldn't get it. It was a site exclusive. Now it's gone. You can get it everywhere. The Getaway with Alec Baldwin holding a gun. Ironic. This is available everywhere now. Coming on July 7th. It was just an easy joke. I shouldn't have said.
The Evil That Men Do is already. It's in the cart with those Arrow releases.
Yeah, this is crazy to me that they're just like, yeah, these were exclusive and now they're everywhere. So who cares? Silly choice.
I know you love this one.
July 7th, we've got an Amazon exclusive for now. 4K steelbook in the US from Shout of Dark Shadows, the Burton film from 2012. Not the TV show. That would be wild. So this art, huh?
Kind of like it.
I don't even know what to say. Like,
I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't scream Dark Shadows to me,
right?
But on its own, I kind of like it.
I mean, sure. Maybe. Everything here is a weird choice. I do like the purple and the black, obviously, because that's what it should be. But
yeah, the purple, black, green, the red text, that all works. It works as a piece of art. It doesn't. I don't know the film well enough to. I'm assuming that there's some imagery there pulled from the film that I'm not familiar with. It's slightly bottom heavy. It's a little weird that there's all that space at the top, but
right.
But I don't hate it. I know you kind of loathe this.
One of the big things for me is that the art itself doesn't make sense. There is an umbrella open at the top of the steelbook, and you're meant to believe that they are holding the handle of the umbrella all the way down here, but it's going through the bottom of eyeglasses and the hands are around this, and it's at an odd angle to be holding an umbrella because the hook of where it's at. It, to me, like, not to be crass about this or anything, it just looks like this hand is holding an adult toy and it's not attached to any umbrella. Like, it's so weird that it wouldn't even be at the right angle to have an umbrella open.
Well, I mean, I see that the the handle of not the umbrella, the pole of it. You can see at the tip of his finger there's probably that little bit of purple is supposed to be that, but yeah, I didn't analyze it that closely. I just looked at it and I was like, oh, it's an attractive piece of art.
And I looked at it and I went,
but was it?
All right. That's enough staring at that crap. Hey, guess what? The brand new issue of the Physical Media Advocate is out now. And I got to say, I think this art is better than anything that Shout Factory put out this month.
It's really good. Like I got my copy in the mail. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And I tore it open. I'm like, well, damn, good on you. That's a great fucking cover.
Man, Planet Mondo, I know you are likely not watching right now because it is late where you live, but you have been crushing it. Everything has been him growing more and more from every single issue. This issue is incredible. We've got a big piece on the Andromeda strain by Stan, who is in the chat right now, which is great. I did a wrap up on Panic Fest in here, wrote a couple pages on the film festival. We got an interview with Pascal from Rough Cut Video. You might have seen him on the channel before. Wanted to highlight something from Canada, and Matt from over at What's the Idea Editing really did great with that interview. Big piece on Salem's Lot. Nightmare Alley was really, really wonderfully broken down by Laurent Omanzik from Germany. And man, his pieces just keep getting better and better. I hope you guys check this out because I just immensely proud of what we've been able to keep doing with this magazine. I
haven't had a chance to read it yet, but and it annoys the shit out of me that I've been too busy to contribute anything because I really want to do something for it.
We got you in there back in like issue 2.
Yeah, well, that was way back.
Yeah, it's wild. I can't believe that we've been able to keep up doing one issue a month, and
it keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, a little bit. Exclusively here, I can say that finally this year we are releasing a special issue outside of the normal release schedule for the Physical Media Advocate as well. You'll be able to hear about that fairly soon, and yeah, can't wait to share with everybody. All right, next. Radiance announcements. You were talking about Radiance art. We get to talk about it together. August 17th, we've got a Blu-ray coming in the UK from Radiance Films' hosted label Chasm of The Last Circus from 2010. This is a movie by the director. I always forget his name because I always want to say Eloy de la Iglesia, but it's not that. It's Alex de la Iglesia. I like The Last Circus. It's not my favorite of his, but this is a fun movie. This is an interesting cover. I do like some of the other art that they've used for this. This has an HD transfer from the original HD camera negative. HD cam, not a negative. Interview with the director Alex de la Iglesia with newly translated English subs, new commentary by Valeria Villegas Lindval, new visual essay by Xavier Aldana Reyes, author of Spanish Gothic, Making of the Last Circus, and then a limited edition booklet with new writing by Andy Willis, and co-editor of the Spanish Popular Cinema, and he's the author of the Cinema of Alex de la Iglesia as well. Yeah. Have you seen anything from Alex de la Iglesia? Probably not.
No, when did this come out?
2010? Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, we were talking about Radiance. This obviously being not a Radiance title.
Right.
Doesn't have their house look, but this is great. I really like the little wraparound circle with the name and the date of the film. That's a very clever use of that. I like everything about that cover. They did a great job.
Yep, I agree. Looks pretty damn good. More from Radiance now. August 17th, they're putting out a Blu-ray box set in the UK only of their World Noir Volume number 5. This has The Bandit, Against the Law, Four Ways Out, and that is it. That was a weird way to inflect on that sentence. The Bandit, Against the Law, and Four Ways Out. Those are in the wrong order. Yeah, I'm just doing great tonight with this announcement. 4K restorations of all three from the OCNs, the original mono PCM audio for all of the films, newly improved optional English subs for all of them with reversible sleeves. We've got a limited edition 80-page perfect bound book featuring archival pieces and new writing by fair name Pasquale Iannone and Beatrice Loiza and Roberto Curdi. Limited 3,000 copies presented in the hardbox release. We've got interviews that are brand new on every single disc. A lot of them are the film historian type, obviously, since these are a little older. World Noir, I feel like this is right up your alley.
For sure. I love pretty much all things noir. I probably won't end up getting this one, even though I have a region free player. I don't know why. I tend to not buy not region A stuff that often. And also I just know like it'll be in my to watch pile for like 10 years before I get to it.
10 years has been pretty generous. Nice.
But yeah, those all look great. Like I mean, it's a no-brainer if you're a noir person. Like, yeah, get that. Were all the World Noir, like this is volume 5 now already.
Yeah.
Have all of them been just region B?
No, I don't think so.
That's weird that this would be only region B if the other ones weren't.
I think at least one or maybe two were region free. And also sold in the US and UK. Not just region free, but yeah. All right. Next up from Radiance, we've got from 1964 coming on August 17th in the UK, August 18th in the US, The Magnificent Cuckold on Blu-ray. This says a happily married businessman succumbs to the advances of one of his less square, more open-minded female friends. His eyes now open to the rampant adultery among his high society acquaintances. He is amazed at the ease with which they lie to their loved ones. Soon he begins to suspect his loving wife of an infidelity. His wife, played by Claudia Cardinale, even as she guesses nothing of his own extramarital affair. Antonio Pietrangeli's luscious adaptation of Fernand Krummelrich's tale of obsession and delusion skewers the changing mores and tenacious prejudices of 1960s Italian society with style. 4K restoration from the original negative by the Cineteca di Bologna in collaboration with Compass Film and Studio Cine. We got a new interview with the Italian film expert Richard Dyer, new visual essay by Remy Fournier Lanzoni, alternative color sequences, newly improved English subs. We've got a limited booklet with new writing by Fong Li and archival writing. And I had never seen this one at all. Any thoughts from Gregory Rogers?
Sounds like a really good movie. Great packaging and artwork as always from Radiance. I have I don't know. It's such a common storyline in movies and television shows of married people that just can't keep it in their pants.
Great question.
It kind of like, I was just like, all right, like I'm tired of this plot line.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
I guess, I mean, you need some sort of, tension to make the story interesting, but, cheating on your spouse is like, okay, again, like, and she'll always be pregnant, like every time. Like, it's like anyone cheats on their spouse instantaneously. The next scene, I'm pregnant. I'm like, okay,
of course,
like lazy damn writing.
Can't argue with that. Next one, this one sounds freaking great. August 17th in the UK, August 18th in the US, a Blu-ray coming of 10 Women in Black. This says a television executive's 9 mistresses, look at that, conspire...
What were we just talking about?
Conspire with his wife to have him killed. When one of the mistresses tells him of the plot, he decides to fake his own death in front of them all. The women panic and deny that they were ever serious about the murder, while that one mistress even takes her own life in remorse. But when they find out the man is still alive, they put their original plan back into action. Given complete creative freedom, the director Kon Ichikawa made this dark satire, one of the undiscovered gems of Japan's cinematic golden age, featuring a stunning cast of Daiei studio divas and striking monochrome photography by Setsuo Kobayashi, who did Blind Beast. This is a merciless dissection of social relations and gender roles in affluent post-war Japan. Yeah,
that sounds interesting. I just hope to God at the end of the movie he's dead.
Yes.
Yeah, see, this is, you've taken the same old story, but okay, yeah, well, they're not going to take it. Good.
Right. So this one, we get a 4K restoration by Katakawa, the production company from over in Japan. We've got a feature-length documentary directed by Shunji Iwai, featuring Ichikawa and his wife and screenwriter Nato Wada. We've got a limited edition booklet with new writing by Yuka Kimbara, and more to be confirmed on this one, which is interesting. Radiance doesn't usually do that, so curious what that means. Yeah, this sounds freaking great. This is a must.
That does sound good.
Then the Hotspot is coming out on 4K from Radiance. This will be coming on August 17th in the UK, August 18th in the US. It will be a 4K Blu-ray dual format release with a 4K restoration from the OCN. Obviously, you know a little bit about Dennis Hopper.
A little bit. Don't know this film though.
Have not seen the Hotspot. Okay.
No.
You want to share anything about your history with Dennis Hopper stuff?
Oh, we literally, I think when we formed Arbalos, our very first out of the gate was, a nice simple task of doing a new full restoration from the OCN of his infamous The Last Movie, which I can kind of understand why it wasn't popular when it came out or when we released it. But at the same time, I was really fascinated by it because, a lot of times you watch a film, especially if it's something you've been working on, you watch it over and over and over again. You get sick of it. But what he was trying to do with that film, which he's said in interviews, was he was trying to use the medium of film, but as a painting. So it wasn't plot driven. It wasn't character driven. He was trying to basically make a painting, but using film. And so it was seeing it over and over again. It didn't get boring because it wasn't plot driven and it wasn't,
right.
it was you can listen to a song 1,000 times and not get sick of it. It was more like that. And watching it that way was really fascinating. It's a really cool movie. So yeah, that's how I've worked on Dennis Hopper stuff. And then we came close to doing, blanking on the name of the film, but another one. But they ended up going with somebody else to do it. But
it was out of the blue, right?
Out of the blue, yes. We came very close to securing that one, but the rights holder just changed their mind. So that's another great film.
I adore Out of the Blue.
Yeah, that's a terrific film. So I'm not familiar with this one. I'd like to see it.
Huge cast in this one. Dennis Hopper, Don Johnson, Virginia Madsen, Jennifer Connelly, Jack Nance, Miles Davis, William Sadler. Yeah, sleazy movie. I don't know about a 4K upgrade for me, but it's a good movie and I recommend it.
And that was directed by Dennis?
This was directed by Dennis.
Yeah. I should check that out.
Hey, this is a big deal, and Craig does not care one little bit.
That is not true. This is one of the rare Broadway musicals that I actually kind of like. This one.
That was the joke from what we said earlier. June 16th, Disney finally releasing a 4K Blu-ray release of Hamilton. They're also putting out a standard Blu-ray only. Now, here's where it gets wild. So this is coming out, and it's got an all-new documentary. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But This is the collector's edition. It is the filmed Broadway production of 4K with Dolby Vision. It's got memorabilia, including a fabric poster, a set of art cards, and a booklet of Alexander Hamilton lyrics and sheet music for piano. This thing is $80 to pre-order right now. Now, that's a lot. That is a lot. So if you go, man, that's a lot, I'm just going to go for the standard Blu-ray. Right now, you go to pre-order the standard Blu-ray, it's $55 without all the bonus material, and it's just
4K.
a Blu-ray and not 4K.
That's insane.
$55, Craig.
That's fuck Disney.
You and I have talked about pricing just in the last month alone for like 5 hours, and they are putting out a Blu-ray of Hamilton for $55, and people will eat that up.
That's just nuts.
And I imagine...
And there is no 4K option without all the bells and whistles. Like,
Nope.
you can't just see the movie in 4K.
Correct. And that's what I was about to say. I imagine the reason the Blu-ray is currently $55 for people to look at it and go, oh, but all the extras only $25 more, and I'm already spending so much, so we might as well pay $80, right? Come on. $80. $80. That is insane.
That, yeah, like, again, no morals. Life would be so much easier.
Okay, so the big thing added to this, the collector's edition includes the all-new documentary Spark into Flame, Hamilton and Hip Hop, offering a closer look at the unexpected and groundbreaking connection between the Broadway sensation, the hip-hop roots that inspired it, and the Hamilton mixtape that followed. The documentary features the voices of Hamilton writer, performer, and creator Lin-Manuel Miranda, along with many of the artists and creatives who had a front-row seat to the musical phenomenon, including Busta Rhymes, Nas, Questlove, Black Thought, Angie Martinez, Common, Dessa, Residente, and more. The disc itself will have the sing-along version of Hamilton as well. It will have Reuniting the Revolution featurette, the original Broadway cast looking back at Hamilton's early days and the meteoric rise, and then that documentary I just mentioned. I mean, I'd like to see them. I wouldn't mind owning this. I'm not going to do it for $80 or $55. This is crazy.
No, that's a used purchase on eBay 3 or 4 years from now.
Until it only skyrockets because they artificially limit it to something like 12,000 of them or something.
Well, then I will never see it.
Right. That is more likely. All right. Next up. This is not going to be fun to talk about. Coming soon, a 4K steelbook here in the U.S. from Universal Pictures, of all people, of Iron Maiden Burning Ambition, a brand new documentary about the band. And it says the film charts Iron Maiden's legendary 50-year journey from their early days in East London pubs to become global stadium headliners. Now, I'm not normally one to just immediately jump and say, man, this is AI art. I don't like that. What are we doing? But here, I'm going to show you something on the... if I can get it to load in the other tab here, on the Amazon page, which to me, it is pretty damning. Actually, is this link still live? If it's not live, I'm going to be upset because, man, I am pretty frustrated that they would do something like this. Okay, so they took the link down at the moment, so you can't order it on Amazon. But if you get to see the entire steelbook, the back of the steelbook is these exact same 5 or 6 band members, that exact same pose, just on the back in a really just awful setting. It's literally nothing changed to them, but it gets even weirder when you zoom in and look at the fact that they are all just generic, what looks like to be AI over exaggerated versions of themselves. Now, again, not saying it's AI for sure, but it feels a lot like AI. It's pretty bad.
My only defense that it doesn't look like AI is that AI is usually better than that.
I did not expect that response. That was pretty
and also like I'm not a huge Iron Maiden fan. Like
Right.
I'm aware of them. But one of the things I'm also aware of is that one of the things they're as famous for, as much as their music, was their album cover art.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bingo.
I just Googled it, and Derek Riggs is still alive. Why the hell would you not get him to do a cover for you?
Yeah.
Like the posters he did and the album covers he did are legendary. Even if you don't care about Iron Maiden at all,
Thank you.
like just his work was stunning. Like they probably sold more albums just because of his artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I bought an Iron Maiden album, and I'm not even an Iron Maiden fan because the artwork is so good. And then you put this out. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right. I mean, the amount of, like, I don't know, the people that would, okay, the Iron Maiden fandoms, they're going to buy this anyways, but more people would have bought this if it was iconic with, like, something very Iron Maiden. This doesn't even feel Iron Maiden.
I mean, the Eddie in the background does a bit, but
Sure.
but still, you've. I don't know. Like,
It's frustrating.
again, this is why I don't make money at this. The fans deserve a Derek Riggs cover.
Yeah.
Cough up the money and pay Derek Riggs.
It probably wouldn't have even been that much. Like, he probably would have loved to do it. Anyways.
Which reminds me, now that I know that Derek Riggs is still around and still working.
Interesting.
He's damn talented.
Interesting. All right, so we're done with announcements, and we are all caught up, which means we've only been here for 3 hours, so we should probably talk at least a little bit about what the hell's been going on. And it's in the podcast, so if you want to hear an abbreviated version of this and not listen to us, go listen to the official Deaf Crocodile podcast out now. It's a fun conversation. But there's been some changes over the last month.
Also, real quick, before everyone leaves, we didn't give anything away.
Oh, that's right. What do you want to do?
You think of a question, and I'll find a gift.
Okay, that's a great question.
You know what? Let's make this really interesting.
No, you're not.
Yeah. El Rone, limited edition, instantly sold out. Here's one. So you need to come up with a good question.
That is a lot. Oh gosh, I'm not good at this on the spot. Okay. Here's what we're going to do, because this is going to be really interesting to see how people answer this. We're about to talk about where Deaf Crocodile is about to be shipped out of. So the question is, the first person to respond with all 4 places that Deaf Crocodile has had their home video releases fulfilled from that are not Craig's Garage, because that has also been one of the places. So what 4 places have the Deaf Crocodile home video releases been shipped out of? First one to answer with all 4 will win it. I'm quite curious to see how many people get it.
I'm thinking now, and I only come up with 3.
Think a little bit harder.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Someone needs to get it right, so I know the answer.
Come on. I know a lot of you guys know this. How we doing?
I am stumped, man.
Oh, I feel bad. Is that too hard of a question? I guess if you don't know it, it might be.
I'm trying to think. Like, Okay.
Craig figured it out.
Yeah.
It's not a tough question, right? It's
not tough. It's a bit of a trick.
It is a bit of a trick.
But yes.
That is very specific. Specifically wrong, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think we've seen one of them be correct yet, which is okay. Maybe it is a tough question, I guess.
1, 2. Got closer.
That was closer. We at least got 2 of the states correct.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny back to back. All right, I guess I'm gonna say the answer to this one since nobody else is gonna get it.
Yeah, we'll move on to another question.
The answer, you're gonna have to think of the question.
Yeah, I'll be thinking of one.
So the answers here are Bridgeport, Connecticut through OCN Distribution, and then we've got Diabolic DVD, which does ship out of Jersey. We've got Rockford, Illinois, which was Brother Belial, and now Kansas City, Missouri, specifically Lee Summit, out of my town, where we are moving the warehouse for Deaf Crocodile, partnering with Antenna Releasing on some stuff that you'll hear about later this year. But we are all going to be shipped out of the same place, which is really fun. So yeah, those are the 4 places. And now I feel bad that nobody knew that because it was talked about on every time.
Well, yeah, I thought people would get 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. All right. Well, what else do we got to talk about while I think of a question?
It's a great question because I got no other questions.
Well, tell people that don't listen to our podcast about our 500-mile, 12-hour journey.
We're going to talk about that one in just a moment. But if you watched my show last night, Craig is upset because one movie did not get mentioned as part of the best rock and roll movies of all time. What is that very obvious movie?
You don't win Alrani for that.
Okay.
But I mean, also
just watch when nobody answers that either.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there was one that upset me, and there was one that I was surprised didn't get mentioned. But
what's the surprise one? Now I'm dying to hear that.
Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did text me that one. Yeah, it's good.
It's kind of legendary. Like,
yeah, it's pretty good.
I listened.
Thank you, Terry.
I listened to that. So yes, clearly it's Purple Rain. It's the only rock and roll movie. Yeah, tell more stories.
So let's talk about the warehouse move because it is kind of crazy. We have been talking a long time about, is it possible for Deaf Crocodile to bring fulfillment and shipping in-house so that they can get it done and that we can control every aspect of shipping and quality control, pricing, keep some of our costs down. And it's an overwhelming, very intimidating thing to take on. It's not something that's small. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of real estate needed. It is a big undertaking, and we saw an opportunity and decided it might be the time and jumped on it. And we had to do it kind of quickly. So Craig and I flew from Kansas City, Missouri and Los Angeles and met in Chicago, stayed overnight in a Motel 6 together, literally, went to Rockford, Illinois, had a saga with U-Haul, which we did not tell on the podcast, and we're going to tell here. And then drove 337 giant boxes of Deaf Crocodile inventory, a little over 500 miles, back to Kansas City together. And then you got to sleep on my couch for a week. And that was it was a hell of a time.
And then we got to unload all that stuff while it was raining. And then move all the stuff around so it made sense of where everything is. And there was I literally had a big bruise on my forearm just from carrying boxes.
Yeah. So yeah, fun, interesting tidbits. I will say accidentally, Craig is a really incredible planner. We both literally landed at O'Hare in Chicago within a span of 3 minutes of each other. That was very impressive and completely accidental.
I did work as a travel agent for several years.
That helps. That certainly helps. Yeah, had some good food with an employee at Antenna in Chicago. It was a good time. I loved being able to meet him in person for the first time, actually. Yeah, the next day, U-Haul. I would love to hear your retelling of everything that happened because, man, we had a morning.
Let's preface it with U-Haul sucks. They're clearly just a bunch of independently owned that don't coordinate with each other in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, part of my coordinating was not only did we land, both planes were scheduled to land at 5:05 p.m. at the same exact time. The Motel 6 we stayed at was like 2 blocks from where we had to pick up all of the inventory, and all of the inventory was about 2 blocks from the U-Haul place where I had reserved a giant 26-foot U-Haul truck. So I'm at LAX, just about to get on my plane, when U-Haul calls me and tells me, we don't have the 26-foot truck you reserved at the location you reserved it at. And I said to the woman as politely as I could, then you don't understand what the word reservation means. And she's like, well, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to pick it up in Oregon, Illinois, which is confusing. That turns out to be 45 minutes away. We did not rent a car because everything was 2 blocks away from each other. So we set an alarm for an obscene early hour so we could take an Uber ride 45 minutes from where we were supposed to get our truck to go pick up a truck. Side story, it was the weirdest fucking Uber ride I have ever been in. The woman who picked us up was on the phone with her sister on speakerphone the entire 45 minutes, talking about their son having trouble in school, about getting tattoos on her inner thigh, and how that's going to require numbing cream.
About her sister driving 120 miles an hour in the suburbs of Chicago.
Yes. Yeah, just 45 minutes of this insane conversation. But we finally get to the U-Haul place. We go in. Takes them another 45 minutes filling out God knows what for a reservation that was already done.
In an Ace Hardware, by the way.
Yes, it was.
We're just hanging out in the aisles of an Ace Hardware.
Yep. So they finally give us the keys and then tell us, oh, it's only got a quarter tank of gas. You're going to have to fill it up.
When gas just tipped over like $5 in Illinois.
And a 26-foot U-Haul has a 60-gallon tank. All right. So I'm also at this point, I have never driven anything remotely as large as this. It was the thing I was most nervous about in this entire trip. It wasn't moving all the inventory. It was, can I drive a 26-foot truck? Shockingly, yes, I can.
With no problems whatsoever.
But we hit the road. We're on our way to get gas. And we're not 1 mile down the road.
Not even close.
When this U-Haul literally just starts bucking like a wild bronco, and a big sensor light comes up on the dashboard saying stability control like has been turned off or whatever it said.
Right.
And so we're like, what the fuck does that mean? And so Ryan is like feverishly Googling like what the fuck this means.
Literally, the truck is bucking so hard. I am trying to Google, and I can't type on my phone because of how much the truck is shaking us. It was that bad. Not kidding at all.
It was very weird. so he ends up calling the national U-Haul, helpline, and they're explaining like, all right, well, is it still drivable, or do you need to like pull over and have somebody come get you? Which then my worry is like, well, the place we reserved it at doesn't have one. We just drove 45 minutes to this place to get one that is now broken. How are we going to get all our stuff? So she seemed quite helpful. The woman you spoke with, explains that like, all right, well, if it's still drivable and you can get to Rockford, there's a location there, and she gives us the address of the place I reserved the truck originally from to go pick one up because they have one there. I am not kidding. So we drove back to Rockford, pulled into the U-Haul that was 2 blocks from where we got up that morning to swap it out for the U-Haul they already had there.
To a perfectly drivable, it was very pleasant U-Haul truck.
Yeah. So that was great. So that was 2-3 hours of our morning just completely wasted. Plus, the cost of the Uber ride, just insanity. But we got a 26-foot U-Haul, and I did get 45 minutes of driving practice. That I was worried if I could. I was worried if I could drive it.
Extreme.
Yeah, and then we drove the 2 blocks from there to start loading up the truck. Yeah, U-Haul. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are other companies, Penske, Ryder, like they can't be as bad as U-Haul.
Yeah, it was not great. It was wild. I mean, there's even other details that made it worse. They did not have the hand trucks and dollies that you had reserved.
I had reserved. Yeah, they did. They were like, "Yeah, we don't got those." I'm like, what part of reservation is lost on you people?
Yeah, the lady that rented the first one to us, the broken down one, she was like, "I would probably look through this first. We just don't clean these at all."
Oh yeah. She was like, "Yeah, she's like, you can get sanitary wipes if you want.
Like, you can purchase sanitary wipes if you want."
Crazy.
Yeah.
But then Chris was there. He drove in from Chicago, helped us load up the truck. There were 7 of us.
Something
a little over an hour to load the truck up, with no brakes. That was just hauling ass for an hour. And then we hit the road. Drove 500 miles back to Lee's Summit. We did stop at the world's largest truck stop somewhere in the middle of Iowa. That was fun. I was really hoping to be able to see something like the world's largest ball of twine or something, but world's largest truck stop would have to do. I tried to convince Ryan. I saw the sign on the freeway and I was like, we could just pull over and just get a picture. But we drove past the birthplace of John Wayne in Iowa. And we really, if anything about this entire adventure I'm kicking myself about is that we did not stop at John Wayne's birthplace. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Hell of a day. We get back. I don't remember exactly what time, but it had to have been like 10:15 at night. My oldest kid was still awake because he was excited to see us. We walk in, he says hi, and then go straight to bed. We got Craig all set up, and meanwhile, there's a 26-foot U-Haul sitting in my driveway, taking up the sidewalk.
It was all of your driveway and all of the sidewalk. Luckily, it wasn't sticking out into the road as well.
It was pretty close. And then that next day it was raining literally the entire day. There was no sun all day, basically. Unloaded everything the next day, got everything ready for the actual warehouse. full-blown week of planning, driving around, looking at location stuff that we needed to. Took you to your first Kansas City barbecue. Any thoughts?
Which is how I ended up hitting Kansas. This trip, I hit 3 states I'd never been in before. So, I'd never been in Iowa. I'd never been in Missouri. And then we went to dinner, which wasn't that far away. And we were in Kansas.
Yeah.
It was a great week. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. Had such a great time hanging out with you and your family and your kids and your fantastic fluffy dog. I don't know what I said, but now Alexa thinks I'm talking to him.
That lady.
Yeah, it was a great time. And then I left and completely ghosted his entire family and dog. Didn't say goodbye. I'm such a dick. I was sitting at the airport and I was like, wow, I didn't say goodbye to anybody. I just got in the car and left.
Yeah, it was a good time. There is more to come. I've gotten quite a lot of questions when everybody saw that Antenna was handling warehouse operations for Deaf Crocodile today. But yes, it is true. We do have some things in the works. And now that is going to lead to some other hopefully fun partnerships that might be able to benefit all of us, saving on some resources, saving on some shipping, saving on some energy, saving on some customers being able to find things in a way that they can bring some things together. And I am excited for that. So yeah, it's been an interesting month of changes for Deaf Crocodile. But the big thing is your store was closed for 6 weeks, and we finally got it open.
It was a while, yeah. That was rough.
For those of you that were lucky enough to see the newsletter that Craig sent out in the middle of the night, because we stayed up until literally 3:30 in the morning to get the store open as fast as we could, some people found some pretty interesting out-of-print items that we had found.
They did not last long.
They did not last long at all. So, yeah, always nice to be paying attention in the middle of the night to your emails as they come in.
All right, I've got another trivia question. This one is probably also quite difficult.
Ooh.
The actor in The Savage Hunt of King Stack, who played the little person, had a career outside of acting that was probably more significant than his acting career.
There's a lot of people furiously Googling right now.
It's like who can Google fastest to get this thing right. It's also, the answer to the question is also on the back of this trading card that if you ordered the King Stack bundle, you would have gotten one. But very few of you ordered the bundle. So
that's funny.
No, I'm not asking for the actor's name. I'm asking for what did this person do other than acting?
I have no idea about this one.
He also appears in more than one of our films.
Whoa.
He was.
That's a good answer. I've not heard a no yet, so hey, it's in the running.
I think Robert Hubbard is close enough. Nuclear
Amazing.
physicist and authored more than 50 scientific works and inventions.
Oh, geez. Well, Robert Hubbard.
Yeah, send Ryan or me your address, and I will get a package in the mail for you.
Funny enough, Robert is close enough. He could literally pick it up from my house. Amazing. Congrats, Robert.
Yeah, if he wants to pick it up, then he could pick it up. I do find it funny when I see orders come in and I'm like, oh, that's just down the street. It's going to ship
Right.
from across the country.
Could have saved all that money, but no.
Yeah, he is also, I believe he's also in, I think it said he was in Kinzaza as well. So yeah, I was surprised he's been in more than one of our films. I think he has a tiny role in Kinzaza. He might also be the wizard in Ruslan and Lamilla.
Jeez.
Let me look this guy up.
What is the name of the actor?
It's funny when you start Googling him, the first thing that comes up is his name, Soviet Russian actor and physicist.
Kurgan said tiny role, Craig. Maybe we shouldn't use the word tiny role.
Oh yeah. So Kinzaza, Ruslan Lamilla, and King Stack. So he's been in 3 of our releases.
Impressive. Is that Boris Plotnikov? Is that his name?
No, Vladimir Fyodorov.
Okay.
But that's kind of amazing that.
Yeah. Make a box set.
It seems like that would be a fascinating documentary about him. Like, you're an actor in all these fantasy and sci-fi films, and a nuclear physicist.
Just for fun. Jeez.
Yeah. I wonder which one was the hobby.
It was definitely Kinzaza. All right, so Warehouse Move. You also got a big week ahead. Next week, the new round of subscriptions are getting announced. So pay attention starting on Monday to start seeing some of the titles revealed. And then next Friday, you'll be able to purchase the next round of subscriptions.
Yeah, so yeah, Monday we'll reveal 2 or 3 of the titles and explain the pricing. And there's we should mention it now. We're also changing the format of a lot of our releases. Most of our releases will no longer have a hard box and a separate square-bound book. We're going to instead go to slip covers and a probably 48-page book that fits inside the case. For multiple reasons. It'll save us a lot of money. It'll save the buyers a lot of money. Yeah. We'll still be hiring artists for the slipcovers. It'll be basically the same art that you would have gotten in a hard box. It's just going to be in a slipcover now. All the content will still be the same. But we'll still have all the bonus features that we always do. The two big bonuses, upsides for the consumer, is a hell of a lot less shelf space being used up. And if you're not into slipcovers, you're not going to miss out on the booklet, because that's going to be in every disc. Unlike the limited editions where the book was just in the limited edition, now the booklet will be with 2 essays will be in every edition. So it's pretty much all upside
for everybody. Yeah.
So somebody did ask if we're still going to use the Skinavo cases, and 99% sure no, because they just won't work with us on pricing. They're just so expensive.
Yeah.
So we're still going to try and use the same size. It's basically like the cases Radiance uses for their standard editions. It's the size and shape and width of the Criterion Skinavo cases. It just doesn't have the full height artwork. Right. But if you get the slip cover, it's full height artwork. So so lower prices, less shelf space, booklets for everybody. it just seemed like the right thing to do.
Kurgan is asking for the roughish price cost on the sub, and essentially, like I said earlier, if you look at that third tier of memberships, it's going to be probably around-ish that amount, because that amount is usually in place to just perfectly cover exactly the cost of that and get you a little bit of a discount. So somewhere between, we'll say, $400 to $500 ish.
Yeah, I mean, it just, for anybody listening that wants to get a subscription, it doesn't make sense to not just buy the membership and use your credit to buy the subscription. You pay less and you get more. So
it is true.
Well, yeah, I'm excited. I know a lot of the people in our Discord channel know a lot of the titles that are in the next 6 months. They don't know all of them. I have taken a lot of joy seeing some of the like wildly wrong guesses for the titles that we haven't disclosed. I'm very excited, particularly about one that we've not disclosed that nobody's even come close, which really surprised me because the people in the Discord, they ferret out what we're doing. It's kind of amazing sometimes how fast they figure out what's going on.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. But this one, still a surprise, and we're gonna save that one till Friday. You're gonna find that one out on Friday. And I hope people are as giddy and excited about it as I am.
It's going to be a big one.
Yep. Richard's already working on cover art for it.
Yep. We talked about it the other day and very excited about that. Michael, the next sub opens up next Friday and it will cover the rest of the year. So not the June titles that were just announced today, but July through December. And did we say the number of titles on the podcast today? I don't remember.
I don't remember. Well, there's 12 releases.
Right.
1, 2, 3 of those releases are multi-title releases. So it's a lot of stuff. So 12, 13, 14. Anyway, like 18 titles.
Something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big 6 months we got coming up.
ABC's wondering, will you be having the hard box for any editions, collections, any special editions, etc.? Thankfully, the answer is yes.
Yes. I am an anal retentive collector like most of the people probably listening to this. So the Soviet animation series will continue to have the hard box. It'll be the same format it has been so that when you have all of them lined up on the shelf, they all match.
Yep.
I don't think it's a huge, shocking disclosure, but God, do I want to be Dennis? No, you're shaking no. Okay, no. There'll be another hard box for a similar reason. You'll find out later.
Wise. Good way to say that. Yeah.
So it's there. And I'm going to say this just for Brian's benefit. The chunky boxes are not completely gone. There will be, I believe, at least 2, maybe 3 releases in the next 6 months that will still come in that format.
And then still more after for the animation sets and stuff. So
yeah, the Soviet animation will continue. So they're not completely gone forever, but there will be far fewer of them. Right. And again, your shelf space and your wallet will thank you.
And your anal retentiveness of the collections will thank you as well.
Yes, they will stay.
They will stay identical.
Mm-hmm. But then, how does your anal retentiveness reveal itself? Do you keep them all in spine order, and then they're not next to each other anyway? So why does it matter?
Oh, you just ruined everything.
Or, do you keep all the treasures of Soviet animation together so that they do all match? But see,
just the hard boxes now.
Yeah, what are you going to do? There's so many options, and none of them are right, and none of them are wrong.
Sadly, all of them are right, and all of them are wrong. Also,
yeah,
so.
I was being positive.
And I was for a moment. All right. I think we covered kind of everything, Deaf Crocodile.
Make sure we're not missing any questions here.
No questions.
Oh, I guess I will also mention that, and I've been planning this for a while, but we'll get more actively putting them up there. The booklets in the out of print deluxe editions, I'll start loading those up to the website. So we're not going to print more limited editions. We already talked about that. So it doesn't make sense for those fantastic essays to just be gone forever. So I'll be putting those booklets up as PDFs on our website, so people can read the amazing essays that are no longer in print.
That's huge. Love it. And then I guess the other obvious thing, I don't think we mentioned the two titles. Tomorrow is available to purchase. That is shipping at the end of June out of Kansas City, Missouri. And then, of course, the other title with it that we are doing is Hoffmaniata. Oh, wait, maybe we did talk about them. Oh, yeah, we mentioned them during the rundown. But yeah, better reiterate. Available for pre-order now. And then a week from today is when the subscription goes up. So you got some time to make some choice and save up your money again.
Yeah, and so there's no confusion. Tomorrow and Hoffmaniata wrap up the first 6 month subscription.
Yep.
They are not part of the new one. There's always a little confusion as to when things start and stop. So,
yep.
Now that it's clear.
All right. Well,
still get some questions though.
You know we will. That's all I got. Anything else you want to highlight, sir?
I don't think so. Yeah, there's just so much very exciting things we're working on that can't talk about yet.
Soon.
It'll be, I think some minds will be blown.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm very excited about revealing the 6 months subscription titles and seeing people's reactions, especially for the ones that people don't know about.
Yeah.
Which I mean, most people don't know about them unless you're in our Discord, which is another reason to join the membership. You get lots of insider,
lots of dentist leaks.
Lots of dentist leaks. Yeah, and we share artwork. I'll share things that are still being worked on. Plus it's a lot of fun. You're here because you like talking about movies, so
it's true.
This is only once a week usually. Discord's there for you 24/7.
Oh yeah.
And not just Deaf Crocodiles. Ryan's Discord's even bigger and more active than ours, so you should join both.
There's been posts in both literally while we were live tonight. So
I was getting some pings, but I can't multitask as well as you do.
I did respond to a couple things.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Gary, literally just joining, going to start from the beginning. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, this was not necessarily planned to happen the way that it did, but I want to say thank you, Craig, for letting your D&D night go by without being at D&D and
that is
being
true.
here.
Right behind me is a group of friends playing D&D, and my character is sitting out.
and the best part is they're in there going, "What is that nerd doing?"
Exactly. Something nerdier than D&D.
Right. All right. That's all I got. We got to get back to work.
We do.
We got a lot of stuff to do.
I don't have the stamina you do, so I know Ryan will probably be up for
you
another
got to
4
witness
hours.
a lot of it.
It was crazy. This guy is inhuman. He doesn't stop. It's he's a fucking machine. Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. How fast does Ryan type? Very. You should see him texting. I told him he's like a little Japanese schoolgirl. He's just rapid fire texting. I was like, if I tried texting that fast, it would just be like Stephen Colbert on the fucking typewriter, just a mash of letters.
That's why the U-Haul was so frustrating, because I could not get anything straight. And I'm like, come on, this is awful.
So yeah, that's how I try and text just normally. Just
Yeah.
yeah. So when anyone's like, yeah, like text is best, I'm like, no, it's not. It takes me 10 times as long.
Yeah, it is pretty rough. Yeah. The week you were here was way busier than I wanted it to be for you, but
Well, it was all, I mean, I was also planning on being there, I think 2-3 days,
yeah.
and I kept pushing my flight. Then I'm like, we got too much to do. Do you mind I stay another day? You're like, yeah, fine. And then that day we're like, yeah, we're not even close to ready. Like,
No.
Can I stay another day? Yeah, it was a great week. I'm like I said, it was a thrill to be in the disconnected sphere. You're building an empire, man.
I mean, not even intending to. It's just sort of happening.
Well, we got a shit ton of stuff planned that's very exciting. So
It's true.
Let's hope it all works the way we're hoping it will.
Well, on that note, we got to work the way we're hoping to, so we got to get some rest. Thank you all for a good night. Thanks for hanging out on a Friday in a very unplanned way. This has been stupid that it's had to happen, but I love that you guys are here. Thanks, Craig, for wasting your Friday night with me to laugh at
I'm
art.
kind of glad you got banned, because this wouldn't have happened otherwise.
That's true. Although, yeah, I can't argue with that. All right. Thank you all, and we'll see you next Thursday for a long night. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share with someone else that may appreciate this.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind the scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Ever have that one movie everyone assumes you've seen, but you haven't? You know the one, the classic, the cult favorite, the how have you not seen that movie? Welcome to the Shameless Picture Show. Twice a month, I sit down with a guest who finally crossed one of those films off our shame lists. Sometimes it's their first watch, and sometimes it's mine. But sometimes it's new for both of us. Then we dive in, the characters, the craft, the cultural impact, and whether it actually lives up to the hype. From legendary classics to cult oddities to the films we somehow missed along the way, join us as we turn movie shame into movie discussion. This is the Shameless Picture Show.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, please select the link in the description